Hello YouTube, my name is Brutal. I am coming to you today to bring you some leveling tips for Battle for Azeroth. Today we're going to be starting in Vol'dun, but before we get there, before we get to the continent of Zandalar, we're going to go over a few different quick things. Number one, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Sit down, relax, kick your feet up, it'll be fine. Number two, you'll notice we're actually starting in Orgrimmar, and to get it right out of the gate, just to get it everything out on the table. This is a Twitch recording, so everything's live. Everything's gonna be weird and crazy. I might get texts. My dog might bark. Whatever the case may be. We're just gonna roll with the punches. We're not timing anything today. I'm just going through stuff, and I'm gonna be stopping and you know, just giving you guys little tidbits of advice and whatnot. I also have a Google document. Actually, this is a Microsoft Word document. This is certainly not Google, but I have a document up here so I can type in some notes if I need to give any feedback to the author of Azeroth Autopilot, which is an awesome add-on, which is what I'm using today, and that's the entire purpose of what we're doing. This add-on right here, Azeroth Autopilot, is going to be your guide through BFA leveling content. But anyway, a couple of quick other pieces of advice. Rain, or Falling Flame, I almost said Rain of Fire, I'm playing a Destruction Warlock. I guess that's important too. Destruction Warlock is what I'm playing, but Falling Flame, Tuft of Yak Fur, Oddly Shaped Horn, Cracked Radnik's Control Gem, Checkered Flag, Skystep Potions, Goblin Glider Kits, Gun Shoes. These are all items that should help you in some way, shape, or form move around the world at a faster than light, well, maybe not that fast, but it's going to help you move around from point A to point B and get where you need to go a bit faster. You will see all of those used today. I'm not going to tell you specifically where you need to be using them. You have to use your own discretion, use a little bit of common sense and whatnot. But again, I am leveling as a Destruction Warlock. You'll notice I'm using Sephuz and the Odor Cloak because I'm using Bane of Havoc, and I'm hoping that cloak does its job. War mode is off. Why is war mode off? Shouldn't war mode be on for speed leveling and getting to 120 as quickly as possible? Yes. But this is a great piece of advice. I would highly recommend you do not have war mode on. After you turn in your Battle for Lordaeron Scenario quest, you'll notice it only give a whopping 16,000 experience. It's not that much anymore. But if you wanted to save that up, let's say you have some quests to turn in on the Broken Shore, Argus, Suramar, Dalaran, whatever. Let's say you turn in 15, 20, 25 quests before you start leveling in BFA and you want to turn that one in too. Cool. I'm going to show you not only how to get to Oldham and then get to Silithus. Surprise, there's a portal here in Orgrimmar. It's been there for a long time. But I'm also going to show you where you should be binding your Hearthstone if you want to turn in quests and then Hearth to do the Magni questline for your Heart of Azeroth. Or you can just start in Silithus. The choice is really up to you. By the way, you'll notice I'm just speeding, I'm just blitzing through this stuff. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything, feel free to post in the comments below. You can hit me on Twitter at BrutallStatic. You can come to our Twitch, twitch.tv/BrutallStatic. I'm probably going to mess up a bunch while I'm doing this. I'm probably going to say a bunch of dumb things while I'm doing this. Again, we're on Twitch. We're just hanging out today. You'll notice and you'll see that Twitch chat is above my window by a few inches, or above my webcam by a few inches. That is Twitch chat live in the moment. We got a lot of awesome people that hang out with us on the regular. Zyrael, you'll notice a name, a guy by the name of Zyrael. He is the author of Azeroth Autopilot. He's awesome. You should definitely give him some love if you see him. He's an amazing guy who made an amazing add-on for everyone to be able to use. It works for both Horde and Alliance. Clearly, obviously, you're seeing it from the point of view of the Horde today. But if you are an Alliance player, Azeroth Autopilot does work for Alliance. This version, by the way, that I'm using is version 0.13. Well, it's actually 0.130, but 0.13 or 0.130. While I'm flying, let me go over Azeroth Autopilot real quick. This add-on does almost anything you need and want it to do. I'm telling you, man, it's awesome. You can skip cutscenes or not. You can automatically turn in and accept quests or not. You'll notice that all of these are options. You have the option to either have this, feature enabled or disabled. It's totally up to you. You can automatically sell gray items from your bag and automatically repair at repair vendors. If you're leveling with a partner or with a group, there's this, there's a little box that pops up that puts your name in it and then the other people in your group's names in it and a number to the left of your name. You can tell what step of the leveling route the add-on has put you, and you can tell what step you're on versus what step they're on, by using the number. So if I'm on step 130 and my leveling partner's on step 132, I've fallen behind just a little bit. Here's Magni. We'll pause here real quick while I continue going over Azeroth Autopilot. You can automatically, it automatically accepts quest rewards by the item level upgrade. What that means is, aside from weapons and aside from Azurite Armor, your helmet, your shoulder, your chest, the add-on will automatically choose an upgrade for you based on if it's a larger item level upgrade versus another item. It's easier to show than it is to tell. I always have difficulty explaining it. It's a great feature, and please remember, while leveling, it's not that big of a deal. You're gonna get, your gear only matters at 120, so this is a great option to have just to make things faster and automated. You can turn that on or off. And you can automatically share quests with people in your group, and this lovely banner option right here. You see this bad boy right here to the right of my webcam? You can show banner cooldowns. And by banners, we're talking about the experience banners you get from the guild vendor. So if I have this enabled and shown, which I do, if I click any one of these, this is the 5, the 10, and the 15% experience banner. If I click that bad boy, oops, let me move that up a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. You can see how far you travel from your banner. And if I'm not mistaken, Zyrel is working on it to show the actual cooldown. He should, I think. Zyrel, you can correct me in chat. Before BFA launches, I think it should have the actual duration of the banner, the cooldown of the banner, and then the other cooldown of the other two. For those who don't know about the experience banners, you get these from the guild vendor. Super affordable. They're not expensive. You just have to make sure that your guild has unlocked them or requires various achievements from your guild. They're not difficult. But they give you either 5, 10, or 15% additional experience when you kill things. And I think there's a rep too? I don't even remember. Is it just experience or is it rep? Increases the experience, honor, and rep gain from killing monsters for all guild members that stay within 100 yards. So yeah, there you go. There you have it. It's a great little addition to Azeroth Autopilot. I leave all of these options on. You can tell, you can, or not you can tell, you can see, you can also scale the quest list, the arrow, it's a TomTom arrow integrated into the add-on, and the banner window itself. This import file, all this is right here is this allows you to import the positioning of the quest list, the banners and the arrows, so you can choose one of these if you want to. I don't use this feature because it's not important. I just position them where I want to position them on each character. There is also a reset button. The reset button is important. If for some reason the add-on messes up, you can hit the reset button, and that reset button will just completely reset the add-on to allow you to, it'll automatically catch back up to where you're supposed to be, and it should kick in at the exact quest you're on, the exact area you're on, and so on and so forth. I'll also show you another cool trick about AAP in a moment. And you can also set your keybind to use a quest item. What the heck does that mean? There are certain quests, or certain items, or certain quests with items, I should say, that have things you have to click and interact with and whatnot. If you click this button, this pops up, this window pops up, go to add-ons, and right here, macro, AAP, macro, you can bind this to whatever you want. That way, when you use that keybind, it'll use the quest item for that quest. It's awesome. Now, let's say you get to an area or you miss a waypoint, and you need the add-on to catch up. You need it to kind of move forward. All you do is type /AAP space skip. I've actually made a macro for it. I think it's right here. /AAP space skip, and what that command, or what that macro can do if you make a macro, is that will allow you to skip a waypoint, an update, or whatever the case may be. And I'll show that in practice later on. I'm just trying to riff off and trying to talk about all the things that I actually use during the leveling process. Some of it may be confusing. That's my fault. So again, feel free to post and ask questions below on Twitter, Discord, etc. Now, I told you I would show you what you could do to shave off a little bit of time here. You'll notice there's a flight path down here. It's actually in the northwestern area of Vol'dun. That's called the Oasis of Versar. You can bind yourself, set your Hearthstone right there if you want to. There's a little tiny inn, or in Silithus itself. Take a minute to fly there. In Silithus itself, you know how you can talk to the Zidormi here to turn Silithus back into the old Silithus we knew before Sargeras thrust his sword into the actual Earth, or Azeroth. Well, anyway, if you turn it back to old Silithus and you go to the Cenarian Hold Inn, you can bind your Hearthstone, you can bind your character and set your Hearthstone there. You know what? Let me just show you. It's easier to show than tell. I'm just doing my best here. Good morning, everyone. Again, YouTube, listen, this is live. I gotta greet people. I gotta hang out. You want cooldown displayed in numbers? Listen, man, I don't know. You tell me, Zyro. You the boss. You're the boss. I hope Blizzard plans something for use to do in Drustvar for Hollow's End. Yeah, Alliance, yay! For the Horde. All right, here we go. So, again, what I'm doing right here, it'll all make sense when I actually get it set up. This is a brand new character. He's level 110, blah, blah, blah. Brutal Dad. So right now you can see it is Old Silithus. Old Silithus. So here we go. I'm going to go over here to the Cenarian Hold, and I'm going to bind. I'm going to set my Hearthstone. Hope everyone's doing well out there. What's going on? How do you do?
Time to get up into club
Borg!
with the sub.
14 months. That look took it for me to create Vol'dun, the Orc Warlock.
Thanks, Borg. YouTube. Let's give it up for Borg. Twitch, let's give it up for Borg. What's up, my man? Thanks for the 14 months, brother. I appreciate you, my man. I appreciate you, baby. So here you can see we are at I just automatically accepted an old quest. You'll notice that I'm here at the Innkeeper. Let's see here. I'm going to face where I know the quest turn-in is. Now, for those that don't know, this has been true for years and years and years, but wherever you face your character is the direction you'll be facing when you hearth. So I'm going to go ahead and face my character toward the quest turn-in. And at this point, I want to make this in my home. I accept. So now we can leave. I'm going to fly back over here. I know it has the question mark. I actually haven't tested this, but I'm assuming there's no way to talk to Magni right now in Old Silithus. But let's go test. Let's go check just to be sure. Oh, and by the way, we are 1 week from BFA's launch. As of this recording today, right now, we are 1 week away. Let's see. Yep, so Magni, of course, is not here. It looks like, see that arrow pointing down below the question mark? He's below Azeroth's crust right now because the sword blew all the dust and dirt and debris away. So we're going to fly back over here to Zidormi, all right? Going to fly back over here. Going to turn Silithus back to the present. We're also going to drop this unnecessary quest. There we are. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about the add-ons that I'm using, anything that I'm doing in-game, let me know. Opening back up my macro window. I'll go over a few more things when I get to Zandalar, but you'll notice I'm using a lot of mouse over macros for my abilities. I'm also using @cursor macros for abilities like Cataclysm and Infernal, and I'll show you what that does. I'm trying to be as educational as possible without being demeaning or derogatory, because I have no idea. There could be people watching this video that have no idea how to even make a macro, what a mouse over or cursor macro does. So if you go into this ability, or if you go into your spellbook and you look at Cataclysm, any ability like Cataclysm or Infernal, when you use it, it'll give you this green little reticle, right? Well, if you set up an @cursor macro like I have for, again, as an example, Cataclysm or Infernal, you'll notice that it has the @cursor. So that means wherever my cursor is, when I press my keybind, it'll automatically go ahead and launch and cast that spell at my my cursor itself. So it just saves you just a split second for DPSing purposes and for positional purposes and whatnot. This has been a tool that people have been using for years and years and years. Same thing with Infernal. And again, the mouse over just means that if this, well, here, look at this poor little Scorpid. So I don't have to target that Scorpid to kill it. You did. So that's kind of the power of mouse over macros, the power of cursor macros and whatnot. You'll also notice that I have a cancel aura macro. Aw, rest in peace, Strange Dimensional Shard. For those who don't know, there were some amazing items from Legion, specifically the Broken Shore, in the form of Strange Dimensional Shards and Fell Meteorites. God almighty. Here, note to self, put a Fell Meteorite recording right now. You ready to see some of these movement abilities?
All right, so yeah, let's see here. We bring up the old stream.
All right, well, you already know what the gun shoes do. Guns on your feet, zipping you around. 25-second buff. You have to be out of combat and out in the world, so they don't work in caves. They don't work if you're engaged. So on and so forth. They're engaged in combat.
Okay, that's outrageous.
Yeah, they're so fast, man. 300. Right now, I'm running at 315% movement speed. So It's nuts.
That's insane.
It's nuts. It's crazy.
And now,
love the gun
what
shoes.
does that have to do with guns? So are they constantly firing?
Yes. If you listen when the gun, so the guns are on your shoes facing backward, and you can hear the gunshots going off. It's a 3-minute cooldown. I can't do it again. But yeah, there are gunshots going off that are propelling you forward. Yeah.
My goodness gracious. All right. So now, there's going to be a delay. So from I'm going to be reacting to Discord, but it's going to be late.
I understand.
So it's going to happen.
Yes.
You know, whatever this meteor thing is.
Yes, indeed. I mean, you've seen me do it, I'm sure, but it's pretty nuts. So these are Sky Step potions. Little purple ball under my feet. This puts me at 265% movement speed. It's a potion, so it's only like 8 seconds, but that helps you get out of things like caves and whatnot. Super helpful. Super helpful.
Wow.
Ooh, now this next one, this next one's called a Strange Dimensional Shard, and it's like mega blinking for mages. Okay, so it's nuts, man. You can travel so far, so fast. It's absolutely bonkers.
Oh, whoa, what? Oh, come on.
But of course,
it's constant?
For like 8 or 10 seconds or something
Isn't
like that. Yeah.
Dangerous?
That's
What if you
actually
go near an edge?
Well, yes, if you do go near an edge, like this. I don't know, let me see if I can get near an edge.
Oh, so it'll stop you or something?
Well, it gets caught like Mage Blinks do, but I have a macro that's a cancel aura macro for it. So if I see me approaching an edge, I'll just pop the cancel aura macro and you're good to go.
Got you.
Stops you from falling to your death.
I love these little like tips and tricks here.
Yeah, man, it's nice.
It's amazing.
It's nice. I know.
It's almost like it's the name of your street. It's crazy. I love it.
This right here, the checkered flag, it's just a little 10-minute buff. It just gives you a 30% movement speed increase. So that's from the Dark Moon Fair. Nothing fancy about it, but movement speed increase nonetheless. So there's that.
Wow. My goodness gracious.
Yep.
So
now,
you
of course,
are gonna be flying.
that's not literally. Well, except for perhaps with the Fell Meteorite. But yeah, we're gonna be grooving, baby. Now, of course, I have some items with speed. I actually don't have that many items with the speed tertiary stat, but you can run around quickly if you have speed stat. That's just basic gear stuff. But then there's the Fell Meteorite. Oh, there's also this thing called a Tuft of Yak Fur. Let me show you this. I don't really use this, but it's a really fast, like 20-second.
Fur? Like
yeah.
YA. What?
It's a giant yak. It's a giant yak.
Are you kidding me? What the heck? That's a little over the top. My goodness gracious.
It's a big old yak, man. It's a big old
open
yak.
that up in an inn. You can cause a ruckus. Holy crap, bring that to Moonguard. You know what I'm saying? That's insane.
Oh boy. But
That's
then
unbelievable.
Then there's the Fell Meteorite. You ready for this? All right, so again,
now this is when you were asking me how many of these
yes.
I had. Is this like a currency or what is this?
It's a consumable. So you can collect. So the way that you get Fell Meteorites, you can't necessarily farm them in a typical sense. On the Broken Shore, there's a little world quest. If you've unlocked it, you click on a rope that's on the ground. You're in a cave with a demon that's suspended called It's Rigged or something like that. And you can exchange 100 nether shards for a key, and then you can use that key to open up the chests and crates. Are you familiar with it?
My goodness. Sure.
You've never done that?
Well, I have to admit, my mind kind of wandered in the middle of your story. I have no idea what you just said.
That's okay. Anyway.
Something about a key?
Yeah, so you can exchange nether shards for keys and use those keys to open crates on the Broken Shore.
I drive my wife nuts. She'd be talking to me, and in the middle of it, I just, ooh, butterfly, and I just wander off. So you get keys that you unlock chests at the Broken Shore. Is that right?
That's correct. And in each one of those boxes or chests, there's an opportunity, a chance, if you will, for a Fell Meteorite to be in them. Just one. Just one. So there's no real direct way of farming them in a typical sense, but you can go to the auction house and buy them. Some servers have them for 1,000 gold, some around 2,000 gold. Some servers have them at 10, 15, 20,000 gold a pop. So everything, and they're consumed on you. So when you use one, that's it, man. Like, It's 2,000 gold to use, 20,000 gold to use, whatever it may be. But they're stinking awesome. So here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and use it, and you can see it here in a moment.
All right, why are you standing near a cliff?
Because, well, I mean, because you take off, man. You take care of business.
What? 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 Whoa! Movement speed! That's insane! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
That's the name of the game. Yeah, it's it's a little broken. It's a little broken.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy!
Oh man, but the cool thing is
How many
you
of
can.
these do you have?
I have over 200.
Oh my gosh! Now see, you would give them to me, and I'd blow through 50 just for laughs, for kicks. You drive, you'd hate me.
Oh man!
Oh, that's unbelievable, man.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
talk about getting from one end of the zone to the other.
I mean, literally, there is a toy. I think it's a toy that you get from Pandaria that does that on an even greater scale. Dang, I'm just gonna teleport it.
Insane.
And but it's like a 1 hour cooldown. But this, and you'll see it here on the stream in just a second. Like this, you can literally just use one, and then when you're on the downward crest there, you just use another one. I mean, you can genuinely just, like you said, you can just move across the zone.
Are you kidding me? You can keep using them? I'm flying, so beautiful like a tree. That doesn't make sense. That's insane, man. That's insane.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
But here's the
You use those. All right,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. But here's the craziest thing of all, okay? Let me show you. So that's fast and that's helpful and that's awesome, but when you start coupling them with your gliders, that's when things really get interesting. Because you know how gliders work. You glide and you literally just slowly, you can direct your character and glide and slowly fall and gently land on wherever you're going.
Right.
But when you couple them with a glider, oh man, it's just you travel so fast, so far per
then
meteorite.
it becomes like exploit. Look at that. That's insane.
I mean, look, I went from that from one shore to another in 2 meteorites and 1 glider. It's nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Isn't this like an exploit? Like,
Well,
can you one-shot the Lich King with this? Is
I don't
this
think
like
it works.
the Serenite bombs?
I don't think it works that way. There has been some concern, to be fair, from people on Reddit and the Blizzard forums and so on and so forth about the validity of this and whether or not it should be allowed. And so far,
insane.
Blizzard has said nothing so far. So as of right now, as of this moment, we're just gonna keep planning on using them and we'll see what happens. Now, to be fair, there are a finite amount of them. You can only gather so many, like there are only so many to go around. My suspicion, if you will, is that Blizzard will allow them to be used day 1, and then within X days after launch they'll be nerfed, because the opportunity to use and abuse these over the course of BFA is crazy. But to be able to use them for leveling, because people have already invested, I mean, think about it, worldwide, how many tens, hundreds of millions of gold being spent on these things? Could you imagine if they got nerfed at this point in time? It'd be a huge uproar. So, not to say that's not enough of a reason, but I'd be surprised at this point, because we're less than 2 weeks away from the launch, and I'd be surprised. Well, clearly I was wrong. Back to the leveling guide. I'm hoping I remembered to do that, otherwise this will be really awkward. I'm hoping you enjoyed that clip that I put in post. Anyway, so that was the Power Fell Meteorite. Same thing with Strange Dimensional Shard. They were awesome abilities. They were awesome items, I guess I should say. They are nerfed. They do not work in BFA zones, for the record. Oh, real quick, so let me show you what these items do. These items that I've been bragging about. So gun shoes puts literal guns on your shoes. So it just propels you forward at an exponential speed. You can't stop with gun shoes. It just continually pushes you forward. You can, however, RP walk and slow down to allow you a moment to interact with a quest NPC or an item if you don't have to cast to collect the item or whatever the case may be. So that's something really cool about gun shoes. Sky Step Potions is an 8-second, 150% movement speed potion. It gives you a little purple orb under your feet. Nothing too fancy there, but 1 minute cooldown on a 150% movement speed ability. The Tuft of Yak Fur and the Oddly Shaped Horn are from Pandaria, however you pronounce it. The Tuft of Yak Fur is a giant yak. The Oddly Shaped Horn is a giant iguana, lizard, dinosaur thing. And they're both really big, really fast mounts that last, I think, for 20 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. The Cracked Radnik's Control Gem is that little hoverboard you get from Argus. All three of these, as of today, they do work on BFA, and I'll show you on BFA. They only have 3 charges each. I've already used and wasted one of my Radnik's Control Gems. This is beta, doesn't matter. But these things right here, these bad boys only have 3 charges each, so you don't want to waste them. You definitely do not want to waste them. And this right here, the Checkered Flag, is something that you can get from the Darkmoon Fair, which, by the way, is active right now as of this recording. It is active from yesterday, which was August 5th, my 5-year wedding anniversary, by the way, until this Saturday, August 11th. I got mine a long time ago. It's an item with 50 charges. I'm down to 17 because I used it while I was leveling in Legion. As far as I know, you cannot obtain it twice in the game on the same character. As far as I know. But if you know differently, let me know. So I'm down to 17 charges, so I really got to be careful about it. But it does increase your mount speed by 30% for 10 minutes, and it has a 10-minute cooldown. So as soon as the buff wears off, you use it again. It just gives you a little bit of a speed boost when you're mounted. And I think I already went over this, but Falling Flame... Actually, I don't think I went over this. I'm not going to use it because it's a 1-hour cooldown. Also, an item with 50 charges. You get this also from Pandaria, from a rare called Cinderfall. He is on the Timeless Isle. He spawns every 30 to 60 minutes. Dies in the blink of an eye, so you got to be at his spawn point, ready to go. But it catapults you through the air. I think it's around 1,000 yards. I don't remember exactly how far it is, but it's an incredibly powerful tool that you can use to your advantage to get from one side of a zone to another for all sorts of... And I'll use it again. I'm going to use all of these in Vol'dun. I'll show you where I use them and why I use them and whatnot. But I'm just trying to be as informative and give you as many examples as possible. So I'm actually going to go to... I'm just going to Hearth to Dalaran real quick so I can show you what happens when you use your Hearthstone. I mean, I could have Hearthed there, but whatever. So let's pretend, let's paint the image here. You're in Dalaran and you're turning in a bunch of quests. What quests could you be turning in, Brutal? Well, I played my Warlock for all of Legion. It's my first expansion playing Warlock. I played a Prot Warrior, Brewmaster Monk, a Hunter before that. But for all of Legion, I played my Warlock and I played the crap out of him. And I did almost every quest that Legion had to offer. So I have very few quests to save up and turn in when BFA goes live in a week from today. But the quests that I do have, and the quests that I will have access to turn in, are quests like the Falcosaur quests. There are 4 little tiny baby Falcosaurs that spawn on the in the 4 leveling zones, Azun of Val'sharah, High Mountain, and Stormheim. There's one that spawns down here in Stormheim, one that spawns up here in High Mountain. See how this is the Sharp Talon Swarm World quest. So right now there's one that spawns up there in Val'sharah, and then one in the Zuna spawns right here with the Bloodgazer Swarm. So you can go collect 4 of those guys. If you can level those little fellas to level 25, you can turn in that quest. It's like 618,000 quests. Multiply that by 4. I saved up some of these Ultimate Battle Training Stones. I bought them before 8.0 launched a few weeks ago, so I can use that on those little guys. They immediately ding level 25. They give me the quest, and I get the experience. So those are 4 quests I'm turning in. I also have a Chromie quest I can turn in if I want to. I can drop one of my professions and pick up mining. And I think there were 6 or 7 mining quests when you interact, or when you first start mining. You can go to different nodes around Legion, and you get experience by turning in those quests. Same thing with Herbalism. Another 6 or 7 from Herbalism. There are a couple of quests in Orgrimmar that I can do, and what's another one I can do? Oh, and then there are pet battle quests, but pet battles are not really my cup of tea. But those are the quests that I plan on at least pursuing, if not turning in. Also with the Darkmoon Fair, apparently you can do the whole... you can get the top hat buff and stay logged out until BFA launches. Do I recommend that? Not really. For a variety of reasons, but it's probably not really worth it, but that's an option if you really want to use it. And we'll talk about the gyms in a few minutes. But right now, here I am, Dalaran. Let's pretend BFA just launched. I have an experience bar. Hearth, go, go, go. Again, you can start in Silithus if you want to. As far as we know, starting in Silithus is fine. That's what that's our understanding. So, but if we hearth, this is where you got to be careful. You're gonna fall to your death if you don't have a glider, or if you're not a demon hunter, or an engineer, or whatever. So here, just go ahead and glide down. My recommendation: the gliders are pretty dang slow on their own, so just, you know, glide close to the ground, and then you would just fly the rest of the way. Binding yourself where Cenarian hold used to be, like I just showed you, it takes approximately 30 seconds, give or take, to reach Magni. Binding yourself in the Oasis of Versar, that takes you approximately about 50 seconds. So here we are at Magni. We're going to turn in the quest. Again, everything's automated. I'm not going to slow down and read stuff for you. I'm not going to slow down and go over every little detail of every little quest. I'll just shove some information down your throat and you'll be good to go. You get in here, you're going to talk to Magni. You don't need to interact with the actual... Oh, and by the way, again, I'm sure you guys know this. This is about speed leveling to the best of my ability. I'm not the fastest. I'm not the best. Pause. But I'm just trying to give you some tips and tricks. Just stuff that I've picked up while leveling. I've leveled a ton of characters on the beta. Without exaggeration, I've leveled through every zone. I hope you guys can hear me over like the NPCs talking and stuff. I don't know. I hope you guys can, but I've leveled on the beta without exaggeration dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times. I've gone through every zone dozens of times. It's just something that I enjoy. Don't you get burnt out, Brutal? Not really. It's just something I enjoy. I don't know why. I can't. Why do you enjoy the things you enjoy? I don't know. I just enjoy it. So it's just something I really enjoy doing. So let me catch up on chat real quick. Oh, Simba the Seer raises a good point that the cracked Radanax thing that I have here, it is a unique item. You can only hold one in your bag at a time, but you can hold, quote unquote, more of them in your mailbox. So what I've done on live servers is I purchase one in the auction house and I mail it to an alt. And I purchase another one in the auction house and I mail it to an alt and I repeat that. And then the day before BFA goes live, I just mail all of those back to my main. And then as I use my cracked Radanax control gem, and as it's depleted, it's gone, it's out of my bag, it's no longer you know, something I can use in my bag because it's gone, I can go to the mailbox and get the next one and so on and so forth. So oh no asks, Brutal, why are you playing Destruction and Affliction? That's a great question. Ultimately, it really depends on how crowded the areas are going to be. The way that I see it is Destruction is destructive. It is an absolute monster of a specialization, and you're going to see what I mean here in a few minutes when I get to Vol'dun. It is crazy, crazy powerful. The benefit, however, of Affliction, and I wouldn't recommend Demo. You can level however you want, but I wouldn't recommend Demo. But the benefit of Affliction is the ease of tagging NPCs. Tagging NPCs isn't quote-unquote difficult for Destruction, but there is a limit to how many you can tag in a given amount of time before you have to stop and cast. Affliction has an infinite amount of agonies and corruptions it can throw out. Destruction has 2 Shadowburns and 2 Conflagrates before they have to recharge, or before you have to stop and start casting. So Affliction, my plan is going to be to start as Destruction because it's just a powerhouse. And if my leveling partner and I run into issues or complications with tagging mobs or whatever, I can swap to Affliction. I mean, it's literally get out of combat, open this, click Affliction, and activate. Like it's a 6-second delay between switching from Destruction to Affliction. I'll already have my talents and my gear and everything else set up and blah blah blah. So I'm gonna start this Destruction and we'll see how it goes. I recommend. So yeah, real quick, Vol'dun, Nazmir, Zuldazar is the route that I'm currently planning on using. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Vol'dun is very, very harsh. Mobs hit hard. The elites, the mini bosses for quests, have a ton of HP and hit hard at 118, 119. And so do the ones in Zuldazar and Nazmir, but there are simply more of them in Vol'dun based on the testing I've done and the ones that I've encountered and whatnot. So anywho, you'll notice I'm standing here. At this point in time, we need to infuse the heart. We have our extra action button for the Heart of Azeroth. It's the necklace we get. This is the artifact weapon, quote-unquote, of the expansion. Much better option. You'll notice I'm standing in front of one of these little Azurite deposits. I'm going to be spamming. You can either click, if you're a clicker, shame on you, or you can spam your extra action button keybind, and you'll notice that you get 2. If you spam it, you'll get 2 charges. 1, 2. I'm at 40%. Boom. If you just hit the 1 and you're not spamming it, you only get 1 charge. See, there's nothing to pull here. I lied! Oh, it's broken! But no, except apparently it works sometimes, but other times it doesn't. And now I look like a fool. The point is you can get up to 2 charges from a deposit. That's really what I was trying to showcase. Goofily, that's all I was trying to showcase.
That's it. I think it's working.
Yeah, Vol'dun, Nazmir, Zul'Dazar. That's what I'm doing. Whether or not you agree, that's cool. You do you, man. I'm just trying to be as helpful as I can be. Helpful as I know how to be. Thanks for being here today, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Why isn't Teddy here to boost? So Teddy, for those of you who don't know, Teddy, or Teddy Ruxpins, is my leveling partner. He's a Guardian Druid. I'm a Warlock. We're gonna have a ton of fun. Now listen, this is when you finish this quest, super easy and straightforward. You get your first little taste, your first little crumb of Azurite Armor. Magni gives you the choice of either a chest piece, a helmet, or a shoulder piece. For me, I'm choosing the shoulder piece because I love the trait that it yields, and out of all of the items that I have 240 shoulders, so I want to replace my weakest item as early as possible. All of this stuff, by the way, is going to be lightning fast on live. You'll notice I'm stopping and going over things. That's not how it's going to be on live. Like, my leveling partner and I, we've done this so many times. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to discuss it. We don't have to figure anything out. It's also automatic. It's just we're seasoned, and it's second nature at that point in time. I'm a big fan of Chaotic Inferno, so that's what I'm taking as destruction. Now, keep in mind with Azurite Armor, if you choose, say, a destruction ability, and, you know, like I was talking about a few minutes ago, if I need to change to Affliction, then you don't benefit from that trait anymore. So, on beta, I know that I'm going to only be leveling as Destruction for this video, so that's why I'm doing it on beta. But on live, I'll likely take... Yeah, let me show you real quick. I will likely take the Universal trait and not the Specialization-specific trait. The Universal trait in this case is Champion of Azeroth. Spells and abilities have a chance to increase all secondary stats by 7 for a minute, stacking up to 4 times. But again, you're gonna have to make those decisions yourself based on your class, your specialization, based on what you think is gonna be important to you, and so on and so forth. And what's important to me? Transmog. Excuse me? Okay, that's better. Now again, you'll notice that this arrow is telling me exactly where to go. It's giving me instructions on the screen, directions on where to go. If you're not a big fan of automation, if you want to experience the expansion on your own for the first time, do it. You level however the heck you want to level. Whatever makes you happy, that's important. But as, you know, you start leveling your 2nd, 5th, 8th alt, whatever, consider using Azeroth Autopilot. It's a really great add-on. Again, I'm not the creator. I'm not the guy who came up with the concept. I'm not the guy that put in the hard work to get this bad boy up and running and to make it so smooth. Man, I'm a big believer in it, big supporter of it. I've been promoting it, I've been tweeting about it, I've been testing it on the stream. It's awesome. Okay, pause. This right here, I'm not gonna do this because, quite frankly, it's just a waste of time at this point in time. This is the Stormwind scenario for the Horde, where you rescue Princess Talanji, you rescue Zul the Prophet, Nathanos, Rokan, First Alchemist, or Arcanist, Thalarus, or whatever her name is. You go to Stormwind, you break in, you talk to Saurfang, you rescue the princess and Zul, you hightail it out of there. Jaina chases you down, Gin chases you down. It's a hootenanny. But I'm not going to do it for this session. It takes about 15 minutes. Very little can go wrong. It's very linear. You're forced a specific way. It takes care of itself. All you have to do is just get from point A to point B from the start to the end without dying. And if you do die, guess what? You get to res and keep going. So it's not that big of a deal. Little pro tip: Rokan, at one point after you get out of the stockades, if you're a monk, if you're a druid, or maybe some other classes, and you have a movement speed ability like Tiger's Lust, Stampeding Roar, etc., you can apply that to Rokan, and he will get you through the area just a little bit faster. Just a pro tip there. Just a pro tip. So again, I'm skipping this. I've already done this a billion times on beta. It's just a waste of time at this point because there's nothing too crazy. There's nothing crazy about it in there. So here we are. We're at the port of Zandalar, in the Zuldazar zone. Look at us go. My goodness, here we are. You'll notice, here's the map. How exciting. I'm not timing this. We're just going to be going through the process here. I'm just going to be talking about the zone, the quests, my route. Sorry if NPCs are talking loudly and they're talking over me. I'll be honest. I didn't do an audio check before recording this video, so fingers crossed it's not too bad. Fingers crossed.
There are things about my kingdom that you must know. Zandala is beset by enemies.
Oh yeah, it's actually a good point, Xenort. So something I neglected to mention with the Azurite armor, if you do choose a spec-specific trait and you want to change it, I'll fully admit, I don't know where it is. I've never bothered on beta because it's not important on beta. But there is an NPC that you can pay. Oh, those are my computer fans, by the way. There is an NPC that you can pay to respec your Azurite armor. Costs a little bit of gold at first, and it doubles every time you use it. Every 3 days, it halves its cost, so it can get pretty expensive pretty quickly if you're respecking a lot. But if you're not, it's not too bad. You'll notice here's a little AFK timer. This lets you know how long the RP event is going to occur. In this point in time, you're riding this Pterodax with Talangi up to King Rastican's little throne area. King Rastican being her father and the leader of the Zandalari trolls here in Zuldazar. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. I appreciate you. Might I suggest getting your professions upgraded to the BFA level while she runs around, or can you not get to them before you fly off? I'll go over professions here in just a second, Duke. That's a great question. Let me give me just a second here. AFK timer's not exactly accurate, so let me. You'll notice I have this right here, the AFK timer for the Pterodax. Oops. By the way, listen, I'm a terrible, terrible typer when I know people, not that I'm the greatest typer ever, but when I know people are watching me type, my fingers just, they mess up. So if you see me mistype a bunch of stuff, I'll correct it, don't worry. But I'm just the kind of person where, you know, if I know someone's typing or watching me type, I'm gonna mess up. Just putting that out there. For the Pterodax flight, when you first see, just like that, and Zuldazar is off by a few seconds. So what I'm doing here is I'm providing feedback to the author of AAP, Azeroth Autopilot, and he'll review this information. If he deems it appropriate, if he deems it useful and important, he'll update and integrate it into the add-on. Zyrael, the author of AAP, has been incredibly accommodating the entire time. Hello, random person lagging. The entire time that I've been testing and using his add-on, and he's been awesome to send feedback and information to, and he's very receptive and open to it. And it's just, I highly recommend, if you have anything to say about AAP, good or bad, you can post it on Curse, you can post it to Zyrael in our Discord, here in Twitch chat, whatever the case may be. So. Oh, and by the way, I do really bad impressions of NPCs in this game, like the Tortalan and the Zandalari trolls and whatnot, so just fair warning. At this point in time, you'll notice this NPC is RP walking. You do not have to wait for them. You can just go ahead and jump down here. Try not to break your neck. Whee! Splat. You're just gonna head over here and you're just gonna wait for the little banner to pop up. By clicking this banner, you're summoning the horde. You're giving the old AOK sign to Nathanos and company that it's okay to land here. Come on in, baby! Now at this point in time, you can do one of two things. You can skystep potion, you can mount, you can gun shoe, you can do really whatever you want to do. Keep in mind that gun shoeing is the fastest option in terms of usable items. But when you get inside here, if you go too far, I'm going to show you, if you go too far into one of these rooms, gun shoes will turn off. There we go. I was about to say, how come things aren't happening when I tell it to, when I expect them to? But you'll notice the gun shoes have turned off. If you go into an area that mounts are not usable, like you cannot use mounts in this room, gun shoes will disable. I'm just putting it out, but you can mount in this area. That's why gun shoes were allowed. So anyway, you run in here, you can dip in, dip out. Sometimes your gun shoes will stay on, sometimes they won't. At this point, you can, you know, as a warlock, you can turn Burning Rush on, you can skystep potion, you can stinking, you know, mages can blink and demon hunters can zip around and whatnot. You can do whatever you want. It's all about moving quickly and efficiently, right? If you really want to cut down on your leveling time, killing things fast is great, but moving around fast is even better. That's why the nerf to fell meteorites and strange dimensional shards hurt so much. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the fact that they were usable was ridiculous, but they were it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Okay, here we go. At this point in time, you'll see the add-on is telling us to pick zone, or pick a zone. Now, I'm going to choose Vol'dun first for the reasons I explained earlier. By saving Vol'dun for last, it's rough. Now, everything is rough at 118, 119. Scaling is not your friend at that point in time. Just keep that in mind. But, oh man, this Vol'dun is really, really rough at 118 and 119. And hey, you know what? Maybe your experience has been different if you've been a beta tester. Maybe your class and specialization is a bit easier to handle at that level. Maybe you're simply a better player. Hey, that's cool. I'm not the greatest. This is just what I've experienced, and these are my personal feelings and thoughts about it. At this point in time, it's likely better to use gun shoes for this purpose and for this quest versus what I was doing a moment ago. You essentially want to use your gun shoes in an area and for the quests that take the longest, there's more travel time. Now, right now, you'll notice I am turning in this quest and starting another RP event. Even though there's not an AFK timer, I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to Zyril about that. I'm actually going to go past the area of the RP event. Now I'm going over here and I'm going to show you what I'm about to do. It's sneaky, 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 sneaky. Over here is where you can start upgrading and updating your professions. Now, I'm an enchanter jewel crafter, and jewel crafting is incredibly useful early on. I mean, it's useful the entire expansion, but let me show you why it's incredibly useful early on real quick. So I'm gonna swing by over here to the old jewel crafter trainer, and I'm gonna train. And I'll just click a bunch of these bad boys. And this is all I care to do over here. If you're a miner, if you're an herbalist, if you're a leather worker, you can come over here, find your NPC. You can do whatever the heck you want. I have no idea if there's any reason or benefit to do so at this stage if you are anything other than a jewel crafter. But jewel crafters have a lovely experience gem here they can craft. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, that's cool, Brutal. How do you get a rubelite? Well, you'll see. Miners, if you're a miner jewel crafter, then you're going to have a really easy time finding and grabbing rubelites because you can mine and then prospect on the fly. Mine with mining, prospect with jewel crafting. If your leveling partner is a miner, if you... Where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going at this point in time. If your leveling partner is a miner, if you have, you know, the ability to buy the... Ooh, let me show you. Let me show you here. If you have the ability to buy the Mighty Caravan Brutosaur early on, and you feel like jumping on this bad boy and auction housing, that's an option too. You can buy rubelites. There's a bunch of different ways to get insightful rubelites and rubelites themselves, but I'm going to show you a neat little trick that I haven't really talked about much on stream, but I'm going to show it to you here in just a little bit. It's awesome. So anyway, let's go and talk to Blade Guard Kaja here. We're going to fly in the old Pterodax, and you'll know there's another AFK thing here. Let's see here. Let's see. There isn't an AFK timer. When we select Vol'dun, there isn't an AFK timer when you select Vol'dun. And you're waiting. What's the NPC's name? Blade Guard. Waiting for Blade Guard. Kara? Kaja. Walk around. Okay. The AFK time box is too small for some fonts. So right now we're flying to Vol'dun. We're ready to rock and roll. Again, guys, I'm trying to be as informative as possible. I know some of this stuff might be redundant or unnecessary for some people, but you have to keep in mind, not everybody knows about every tip and trick and tidbit of information that are available to us on beta. So, if this is a little bit unnecessary for some of you, my apologies, but you'll survive. You'll get over it. Don't worry about it.
See the pass. Fly low and keep an eye out for any sign of Rakira.
Raja, we should adjust course. We're nearing the Sethrak Empire.
The serpent man.
Oh, good. Zyril says he knows how to fix one of the issues. Good, good, good. Zyril's been struggling to find a fix for some frame freezing with the add-on. I haven't personally experienced it myself, or if I am experiencing it, I'm not really noticing it. Oh, again, we're cutting all the cutscenes. Again, that's one of the options of the add-ons. If you're wondering why some things are, like, you know, you see something and then it disappears, it's because the add-on is removing cutscenes. It's just, you know, it's all about that leveling speed, baby. So this is the start of Vol'dun.
You still alive in there?
Foxes and snakes.
I'm all out of potions.
I prefer the snakes.
Whole lot of set rack between me and my wagon.
Here we go.
You're willing to fight.
Turn off that quest. That doesn't matter. So, very first quest in Vol'dun, it doesn't matter. Like, I think that's like one's a melee DPS, one's a tank, one's a healer or something like that. It truly does. Even at like 116, 117, it really doesn't matter. It is something else. Oh my goodness! You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on. Oh no! I forgot to turn on War Mode in Orgrimmar. Don't forget to turn on War Mode after you talk to Magni. I forgot to turn on War Mode. You know what? Let me put that in here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Put a reminder to turn on War Mode in Orgrimmar after you pick up. It doesn't matter for right now because it's I'm not timing anything. I really don't care. Right now I'm just showing you the zone. I don't care about having War Mode on or off right now, but for actual leveling it's a huge deal. Going to Orgrimmar after you pick up the Heart of Azeroth from Magnio. Okay, there we go. What was I was gonna say something. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Anyway, it doesn't matter what you pick up here. Oh, and one of the reasons why it doesn't really matter, you have to keep in mind, especially if you're leveling on the first day, August 13th for those of us in America, 14th for those of you who are, you know, ahead of us in terms of, you know, the time zones and whatnot. But one of the biggest reasons why it simply doesn't matter about this quest or about starting areas and maybe you're worried about War Mode, you have to keep in mind when you leave this cave in Vol'dun, this place is going to be littered with people. It doesn't matter if you're the first person here or the millionth person here, this place is going to be jam-packed with people. Yeah, there's sharding, you know, Blizzard's sharding technology. Yes, there are different servers and so on and so forth, but ultimately, there are going to be it doesn't matter if you're low pop, high pop, this place is going to be packed. Every place is going to be packed. And that's one of the concerns that people have is, Brutal, if I leave War Mode on, I'm gonna get ganked. Yeah, you might. That's the point of War Mode, is to enable PvP. But as a Horde player, if someone is moving from Kul Tiras all the way to our continent, our little island, and they find, you know, one of the 3 zones, and they find, you know, the specific quest area that you're in, a few things to keep in mind. There's going to be 50, you know, Horde players versus 1 or 2 Alliance players. You're not going to stay in an area more than a few minutes. You know, every quest chain is going to lead you to a new area. You're going to be leveling faster than they are, and yeah, there's some scaling issues with them having legendaries and you not at 116 and beyond. But the point is, ultimately, you might encounter an issue or two between leveling from 110 to 120, but as a whole, War Mode is it's so nice having that experience boost, and there is a very small chance that you're going to have any complications with opposing players tearing you down. Is it possible? Absolutely. Will it happen? Maybe. Is it a big deal? Not really. Not really. Could you make an EU note where it says go do invasion? Nope. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Oh yeah, let me talk about my trinket. So with extensive testing, I've found that Terror from Below is a great trinket, especially early on with legendaries, you know, before scaling starts beating you upside the head. But Terror from Below is a great trinket. I just have a Heroic Warforged. Mine's only 205. I think Mythic is 210, so it's not even a Mythic caliber trinket. But this bad boy does a lot of damage, especially with AoE. Like this one right here just did 5.4k. That's not too bad. Not that I was trying to crush this guy anyway, but it's just something to think about. You can easily get one of these trinkets if you maybe you still have yours in the bank. Who knows? But it's a lovely little trinket that does a lot of AoE damage and whatnot. So. Anyway, let me just see if I can. Well, there's only like 3 NPCs up in this area right now. But one of the benefits of leveling this destruction is what you're about to see. My pet's dumb, by the way. I hate my pet. But you'll notice if you have a leveling partner, I have a Guardian Druid, or if you just are capable of gathering things up, you can just nuke them down, lickety split. No big deal. That was a Cataclysm Demon Fire combo right there. Super easy to do, super easy to pull off. Nothing complicated about it. Pretty quick cooldown on those items, or on those abilities too. But the real The real power comes from a oh no, I have to go get... I'm an idiot. I have to go get war mode on. I have to go turn on war mode on because I have Bane of Havoc. I'm an absolute idiot. All right, this is gonna, oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, this is embarrassing. Stand by. So, let me just show you what's really cool about... Actually, you know what? Hold on one second. I'll do this in a minute. I'll do this in a minute. I meant to turn that on. The only reason I had it off was to show you having, you know, show you why, or not show you why it's important, but to remind you why it's important to have it off in Silithus, because you're gonna get ganked in Silithus, because everyone goes to Silithus. Dang, that sucks. I'm a dummy. That's okay. No big deal. It's better to make mistakes on beta than live, keep in mind. Not that big of a deal here. You can easily correct it and you're not really punished for it other than just wasting time, but on live, if you screw up, no good. No good. The reason why I'm not going back to turn it on right now is I don't really have a flight point out here yet. So let me actually leave this area first. I have to go kill 6 more Sethrak and then kill the named here, and then I'll be in an area where I can set my Hearthstone. It's not that big of a deal. Mildly embarrassing, but somehow I'll survive. Did they nerf invasions? Okay, so let's talk about invasions. So, of course, as I'm sure you know, Legion had an event called a Legion Assault or a Legion Invasion, whatever terminology you want to use. And every 18.5 hours, I think is what it is. Every 18.5 hours, a Legion Invasion would invade Val'sharah, Stormheim, High Mountain, Arizona. I'm sure you're more than familiar with it. Now, those Legion Invasions, since they occur, you know, once up to twice a day, depending upon what time they spawn, they're not something that's up permanently. It's not something that's really, you know, guaranteed to be up at any point in time during your leveling process. Except for the fact that Blizzard, in their infinite wisdom, decided that 30 minutes, or they didn't decide, but the way that it works out is 30 minutes after BFA launch, it's a worldwide release, so everyone has access to BFA at the exact same time, assuming servers don't crash and burn, which I have faith everything's going to be good, because Legion's launch was awesome. But anyway, hold on. Anyway, so 30 minutes after BFA launches, there is going to be a Legion Assault or a Legion Invasion for the European servers. Why is that a big deal? Why is that important? Well, you see, I don't think they're up right now on... No, they're not. So the reason why it's a big deal is there are 6 world quests that spawn from a Legion Invasion, okay? 6, if I'm not mistaken. Each one of those world quests yields about 77,000 experience. I'm getting 16,000 for these quests. 77,000 experience for a world quest that we can do blindfolded because we've done them a million times. That's a huge deal. Well, I'll talk about this in a second. It's a huge deal. Now, what's the catch? Well, 30 minutes after launch, anyone who's worried with or concerned with or consumed by speed leveling is already going to be well past 111. Now, why does 111 matter? Well, you see... Ooh. Phone call, excuse me.
Right where I left it.
Who's my wife? Today is my wife's first day back to work. She's a teacher. She's at work. Our 2-year-old son, Isaac, he's at summer camp for the week. Not for the entire week. He's from like 7 to noon. He's at a summer camp here in town. So it's just me and the dog here. That's why I'm doing the recording today. Anyway, oh, real quick. I know I'm jumping all around. Forgive me. Everything's happening so fast. You do not have to do anything with this quest. You can literally AFK and it's fine.
I think we're in the clear.
Why does 111 matter for the Legion Invasion? Well, at 111, those 77,000 experience world quests drop down to about 4,000. So if you think you can integrate a Legion Invasion into your leveling route within, 30 plus minutes after you start in BFA, go for it. Maybe you have to work, maybe you're in school, maybe you have an obligation. You can't start leveling until, 4, 5, 6 hours after BFA launches. At that point in time, yeah, you get a ton of awesome, not free, but a lot of awesome, easy experience. But ultimately, the US servers, we do not get a Legion Invasion or a Legion Assault until I think 7.5 hours after BFA launches. So, a lot of us will already be 120, so it doesn't really matter, and we'll definitely be well past 111. But anyway, European players, grats, jerks, whatever. I don't care, whatever. I mean, I do care, but I don't care, whatever. So I'm gonna pick up this flight path so I can get back to Orgrimmar real quick, like the dummy I am. This is a Cloak of Coordination. Just like there are 3 experience managers, there are 3 Orgrimmar cloaks. You can use them. There's one that has an 8-hour cooldown, a 4-hour cooldown, and the one that I'm using has a 2-hour cooldown. So you can use these to get back to Orgrimmar. If you're an idiot like me and you forgot to turn on war mode. This is actually a good time to show you guys when you use a mage portal, an Orgrimmar cloak, whatever. You're gonna spawn right here in the Cleft of Shadow as you normally do, and right behind you is the Zuldazar portal. Pro tip. Pro tip. It's an alpaca? Alpaca? I'm not sure. Idiot for... Idiot. Your name is... Listen, his name is... No, I do it. No, his name is I do it. It looks like idiot. I'm sorry. His name is I do it for the ratchets. Is that a llama? It's an alpaca. What the difference is between an alpaca, however you pronounce it, and a llama, I don't know. But there you go. Question's been answered. I feel like I was talking about something else that was probably not that important, but anyway, I forget now. Heart of Azeroth is before the Stormwind Scenario. Yes, you get the Heart of Azeroth is the very first thing you do and the very first thing you get when BFA launches. The very first thing. Very first thing. I'm trying to catch up on chat here. Is leveling as a group of 4 faster than a full group? I would assume so, yes. This is something that we've been debating and talking about and trying to figure out, and to be blunt, I have not leveled in a 5-man or 4-man or even a 3-man team. I've only leveled to 120 solo or with my leveling partner, and I've been testing a bunch. Now again, if you are a BM hunter, you know, it's thinking a red paladin, there are a ton of examples, DPS demon hunter, whatever Havoc demon hunter, I don't know what they're called. You have so much potential to level as solo without breaking a sweat, and many classes and specializations do. Warlocks are fine. Pet takes a bit of a beating, but whatever. Ultimately, however, I do think that leveling with a partner is both faster and safer for most people. I get it. Some people are going to crush it solo. Nothing wrong with that. Godspeed and good luck and have fun. You're awesome. I'm not that good. Leveling with a group of 4 or 5, listen, you do whatever you want to do. If you want to have fun with your buddies, your friends, real life, you know, guild, community, whatever, man, do it and have fun. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But I do think it's probably a teensy bit slower. I could be completely wrong. I'm wrong all the time. I may be handsome, but I am wrong all the time. No, but for real, I don't think leveling with a group of 4 or group of 5 is necessarily faster than a group of, you know, you and a partner. But is it really that big of a deal? Does it really matter? No, of course not. It doesn't. Hello. Lag. Lag. Server crashing. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. But how big of a difference is there between 4 and 5? Not that big. You have to keep in mind that when you're in a group with 4 or 5 people, your experience that you get per kill continues to diminish. You have to split it 4 ways or 5 ways, so it's not that big of a deal. But I don't think it's necessarily faster or better 5v4. Thank you, Duke. Yes, I was going to mention that fear and stun and things. So you'll see this little box that pops up on the left side of my screen that says, you know, such and such NPC, fearable, stunnable, interruptible. That is a list of CC or a list of disorientation effects, so to speak, that will proc your Cephus. And every time you encounter a named NPC for a quest specifically, oops, I'm going the wrong way because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Anytime you encounter a named NPC, it should give you a list of what you can do to it to proc your Cephus. You're welcome. That was me. That was all me, baby. No, but for real, it's a great little, it's a handy tool. Okay, so you want to see Bane of Havoc. No problem. Let me see what I can do here. Let's get this guy. Hello there. How do you do? Maybe pull you down real quick. I don't even know if these guys are gonna live long enough for me to even showcase Bane. Or gonna die so fast. Anyway, Bane of Havoc is a PvP Destruction Warlock ability. All right, one of these bad boys, a couple of these. See you later, alligator. So what Bane of Havoc does is you have an ability as a Destruction Warlock called Havoc. I can't show it to you in my spell book because Bane of Havoc takes its place. But essentially Havoc, you can put Havoc on a target, and then any damage you deal to a secondary target will replicate, it'll duplicate to the target with your Havoc. It's, well, primary to secondary, whatever the case may be. The point is, Havoc just replicates and duplicates your damage. It's awesome. Bane of Havoc takes it a step farther, and when you have that Bane down on the ground, that big green circle you saw a moment ago, anything standing in it takes that takes the damage. So you can target one NPC, and anything standing in that Bane will get nuked. It's awesome. It's a 45-second cooldown. That's why I'm using my Odor Shawl of the Yimijar Cloak, because you just take anything that stands in your Havoc or anything that's affected by your Havoc takes 15% additional damage. It's awesome. Highly recommended if you're a Destruction Warlock. War mode, that's why I had to go back to Orgrimmar. War mode does have to be on. It's well worth it. It does a great job. Hello there. How do you do? By the way, anything that's important, anything that I feel is, important to bring up and talk about during questing, I will absolutely mention it. You're not going to really see me using my banners, by the way. I mean, heck, I can throw down a 15 here and benefit from it. But again, right now, I'm not speeding through these areas. I'm trying to actually take it a little bit slow so I can remember what to talk about, remember what to bring up to help you guys out as much as I can. I'm not going to be really using a lot of my speed items because I'm just worried about talking. I'll try to use them just for the sake of showcasing them, but oftentimes I'm going to forget. My apologies. My apologies. Get out of the way, bugs! Oh, something important to talk about. You cannot use your gun shoes if you're in combat. And again, I showed you this earlier. You also cannot use your gun shoes if you're inside a cave or a building or whatever the case may be. Now here, I'm actually going to proc my Sephuz, grab my last Prickle Vine Juice and Amspray. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take advantage of my Sephuz run speed proc here, and then I'll go ahead and use a Sky Step. This is not necessarily what I'm going to do on live. It's just, I'm just trying to show you different combinations. Yeah. I'm often asked about gun shoes and experience banners and when's the best time to use them and so on and so forth, and without a shadow of a doubt, you do want to try to optimize the use, right? You don't want to, like, as an example, you don't want to waste a gun shoe running from, Kiro here to Flight Vendor or Flight Master guy over there, because it's like a 40-yard run. It's not that big of a deal. Use your Burning Rush, use your Blink, mount, whatever. Gun shoes last 25 seconds, so you really want to use your gun shoes where it makes the most sense. Okay, now you'll see this item. See how it's kind of hanging off? This is a little bug right here. Cyril, fix this, dagnabbit. But this little box should be to the right of this thing right here. Yeah, it's currently busted. That sucks. It should be directly to the right so that you know this quest item is attached to this quest, but whatever. Earlier, I showed you how to bind your set a keybind for this little tidbit in the add-on. It's really helpful, really good. So you'll notice I'm going to target the. Do I even have to target the NPC? No. Okay. So, or yes, I should say you do have to target the NPC, and all I'm going to do, boop. I'm just going to use my keybind, and it works. And again, that works for any quest item, for any quest that AAP directs you toward. And by the way, speaking of quests and AAP and so on and so forth, please keep in mind that Azeroth Autopilot is going to take you through so much of all three zones. If you're Horde or if you're Alliance, of course, it works for both factions. It is not going to take you to every quest. The purpose of AAP is speed leveling. It's about efficiency, and it's about, getting you from point A to point B and blah, blah, blah in the shortest amount of time possible. It's to help you get to 120 quickly. So no, you are skipping some quests. AAP currently doesn't send you down to the Ashmane area, doesn't send you to the Tortallin area, doesn't send you to the Atulamon area, whatever the heck this place is called in the center. There are definitely some quests that AAP purposefully skips, but keep in mind with AAP, it is guaranteed, if you follow it through all three zones, it's guaranteed to get you to at least friendly, so that your world quests unlock at 120, and to level 120 itself. You're guaranteed to get friendly so that you can unlock your world quests, and you're guaranteed to get to 120 as quickly as the add-on and the author of the add-on knows how. Nothing real special about this quest. You're just running around picking up a bunch of pages. Before Fell meteorites were nerfed, You could just launch yourself to the next area and it was awesome. You could shard to the next area, it was awesome. But now you just have to run like a pleb. The reason why I'm not using gun shoes here, I mean, I could, but gun shoes, again, you cannot stop and stand still with gun shoes. You can slow down with the RP walk button. These are one of the items that forces you, like if I use the gun shoe right here and try and slow down, I wouldn't be able to loot this, because anytime you move and you're constantly moving the gun shoes, it interrupts the quote-unquote cast, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm not using gun shoes here. And again, I can't really determine exactly where it's going to be best for you to use every single item, because maybe you're a demon hunter and you have those little zippity-doo-dah abilities that send you forward. Maybe you're a mage and you can blink, where I would, you know, use a Sky Step potion. There are a million different reasons why your consumable use will be mildly different than mine. So again, a little bit of common sense, a little bit of understanding definitely goes a long way here. Have you noticed anything unskinned in the AAP? By the way, I am gonna miss some stuff in chat, guys. I do apologize. This is more of a YouTube session right now than it is a Twitch session. You're welcome, YouTube. So some of your questions are gonna slip through the cracks. It's not purposeful or intentional. It's just I'm trying to focus, because I only have like an hour and a half until my son gets home from his little camp session today. So I'm trying to do it before Isaac gets home. Otherwise, he's gonna be a loud mess. Actually, well, I guess he'll be ready for his nap. So whatever. If he gets home a little bit early, or rather while I'm still leveling here, it's not that big of a deal. You'll notice, okay, so here's something important to talk about. You'll notice that I'm gathering a ton of NPCs right now. I might die, whatever, I don't really care. I'm just doing this so I can show you, oh, I'm gonna die! I'm just doing this so I can show you Bane one more time. You'll notice I just procced, oh no I didn't, let me proc my Sephuz. Proc my Sephuz. Let me just kill everything here. Oh god! Destruction Warlocks is so good! You'll know, you have to understand, I'm sorry, only one knick-knack? That's what I thought. You have to understand, it's incredibly unlikely for you, on launch day, for you to walk into an area like this and pull that many NPCs. That is incredibly unlikely, because there are gonna be 5, 10, 15, 50 people alongside of you, killing and crushing and just munching on all these guys' bones. I mean, everyone is gonna be here doing their thing. And that's kind of one of the things I brought up a few minutes ago about destruction versus affliction. Destruction can do exactly what I showed you it can do. It destroys groups of NPCs. Ignore. But affliction has a much easier time tagging NPCs with their dots to give you credit for your quests. If I just run through an area and I agony, corruption, siphon, agony, siphon, corruption, I'm just listing random spells. But if I just apply dots to NPCs, I get credit for killing them, experience to some degree, and I can loot them for those quest items. Destruction, sure, I can Shadowburn. Oh wait, I can't Shadowburn anymore. There's a 10-second cooldown. So just something to think about. Excuse me, pet. Are you gonna come save me over here? What are you doing? I hate my pet. Go ahead and catter these guys down and demon fire. Cataclysm and demon firing isn't quite as effective as oh, I'm over here. I'm not even paying attention to the fact that I'm soul shard capped over here. The point is, Cataclysm, demon fire isn't as quick or as effective Whee! As using Bane of Havoc, but again, I mean, it's just you're gonna absolutely destroy anything you come across at 110. I mean, I'm item level 250. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I'm item level 250, and it's just, even if you're 240, 230, 220, you're not going to have any issues. Don't worry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Sadly, yeah, my Bane's gone by the time this guy gets here, but whatever. Let's pull this guy in. Let me catch up on chat here in just a moment and see if there's anything I can do for you guys or answer for you guys. What happened to Meteorite, asks Elmoy. It no longer works in any BFA zone because of reasons. Because of Blizzard. Blizzard's the reason. Blame Blizzard. Blame Blizzard. Again, I know I'm soul shard capped. I'm not really thinking about or paying attention to anything. Okay, let me stop right here. So this quest right here, this would be a good time to gunshoe. Normally it'd be a great time to fell Meteorite, but whatever. Again, I'm gonna use my RP walk keybind here so I can interact with these NPCs. Otherwise, you're just gonna fly right by them. You'll notice I still have 12, 13 seconds to get across the area here. If you're a druid, screw you. I hate you. Because druids have instant cast mounts. So after my gun shoot ends, if I wanted to, I'd have to stop and cast my mount, as do most people. Stinking druids. But druids can just mount, just jump in their travel form, I guess I should say, right after a gun shoot, and it's just not fair. You know what I mean? It's just not fair. Anyway, you ride the caravan to the next area. One of the biggest complaints I have... Oh, by the way, these NPCs do get squished on this caravan. Why? I don't know. It looks goofy, I know, but whatever. Anyway, one of the biggest complaints I have about Vol'dun as a zone is the first half of the zone. You do a few quests in a little tiny hub, and then you jump on a wagon and you're AFK for a minute plus at a time. It's aggravating and silly, and it kind of makes the zone feel... there's just a reduction in value and appreciation and exploration and whatnot. And it never really sat well with me, but whatever. What can you do about it? What can you do about it? Hey Nacho, by the way, I'm hoping a lot of you guys can answer and take care of questions that pop up in chat, since I'm so consumed and concerned with making this silly video. Let's see. Will you be able to skip Undercity Scenario on release if you haven't done it? No, if you do not do the Battle for Lordaeron this coming week, again, as of this recording, it comes out tomorrow. So if you don't do it in the week leading up to BFA, you have to do it, as far as I know, prior to jumping into BFA stuff. So the arrow in AAP is a part of AAP, yes. It operates and functions just like a TomTom arrow, but it's part of Azeroth Auto. You do not need TomTom installed, is what I'm trying to say. Salty about fell meteorites? I'm not salty. I just really enjoyed using them. Druid for life. Screw you, Takanori. Screw you. Hey, Matt. What's up, dude? That's okay, TV Mango. There's a reason why I'm putting them on YouTube, right? I know it's going to be a long video, and I know that I'm probably just going to be completely redundant and ridiculous in what I'm relaying and saying to you guys, but as a whole, I'm hoping it helps out a few people. So at this point in time, I'm just gathering up these assassins. Oh god, let me QQ about these assassins as a warlock. So I'm a caster, derp. One of my biggest complaints about these stinking assassins is they'll shadow step behind you, and then your cast gets interrupted because, like that one! Screw you, assassin! Dag nabbit all! But they'll jump behind you like that or shadow step behind you, and oh god, man, it's the worst. It's the worst! Oh, I missed one of those assassins. I'm bad. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, again, keep in mind, I'm level 110, so I'm crushing these NPCs at 110. I'm making it look easy because I outgear this content dramatically, blah, blah, blah. If you come to this zone at 113, 116, God forbid at 119, you're gonna have a much worse time. A much worse time. So just keep that in mind. Alright, Grosstock, the Blackheart. Let's go. Interesting. His little box isn't popping up for fear, stun, interrupt. I was about to showcase that. I don't know. Anyway, this guy you can stun, you can fear, you can interrupt him. It'll proc your Sephuz. Just keep that in mind. Oh, here's something that's kind of... So if you put down your Bane, bloop, he's affected by Havoc. And if you're a Destruction Warlock using a Cloak, you get the benefit of the 15% increased damage. So, pro tip. If you know you don't need or want your Bane for what's to come next, then you can just go ahead and use it to buff and increase your single target damage for a few seconds. Okay, you'll also notice that the add-on tells you where it recommends using a glider kit, a goblin glider kit. So here I'm just going to jump off. Whee! Brutal. I fumbled my keybind there. Don't judge me. Normally, I would showcase it to you, but I don't feel like waiting 3 minutes for it to come off cooldown. Normally, you'd be able to glide right to the quest NPC up here. I'm just going to go ahead and waste a Sky Step Potion. By the way, I have a ton of them. So I'll pick up this quest right here, or turn in the quest and pick up the quest and whatnot. Whatever. You'll notice I Shadow Fury to proc my Sephuz. Is it necessary? No. Is it helpful? Yes, it is. It certainly is. These quests are super easy, super quick. You just click a couple of fountains, water some plants, and plant some seeds and whatnot. No big deal. This quest and many other quests like it really showcase the power of leveling with a partner, if not more than a partner, because a person or two people in a group of up to 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever the case may be, however you want to break it down, can run around and water the withered thistle vines. You do have to loot the seedlings and the big plants and whatnot. You do have to loot them to get the seeds you needs to plant in these little fertile soil patches. So that's them. Oh no, don't kill him yet. Wait. Phew, that was close. That was close. All right, got that. So one of you can be killing and running around clicking the fountains. Another one of you can be doing what I'm doing. That's how my leveling partner and I do it. Is I'll run around watering and planting. He runs around killing and clicking fountains. So it just really speeds up any given area that you're in. It's effective. It's easy. Simple. No big deal. No big deal. And again, something important to remember about your experience banners. Let me run over here. So that fountain right there, in that fountain right there, are where you need to, well, what you need to click on. These 3 patches of dirt, dust, and debris. This is where the NPCs are spawned and spawning that you need for the quest. So one of us will drop our experience banner right smack dab in the middle. That way we can run and kill and click and do whatever we got to do without outranging our experience banner. Just a little pro tip there. Little pro tip. It's really important. It's really important if you want to benefit as much as you can from your experience banner. Drop it in an optimal position. I'm not leveling with my partner right now, so I can't really showcase what we do, but oftentimes when we run into a new quest hub area and we're going around doing our business in any area, killing and collecting and whatnot, one of us will run about halfway in, drop it, and then fall back, you know, to do whatever we need to do. That way, regardless of where we are in any given area in the quest hub, we're always benefiting from our experience banner. See what I mean? I'm just gonna go ahead and sky step out of here. Whee!
Have you come to trade? Remember, everything has
Okay.
its use.
I'm in combat, so I can't gun shoe. I actually wouldn't recommend gun shoeing up here. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really sure. Again, you're gonna have to figure that out yourself. I'm still like, I'm still. There's a week until BFA goes live. I'm gonna be testing up until I can't test anymore. If the servers are live, you know, for the rest of this week, I'm gonna be testing every day. And I'm still gonna be working on, you know, routes, and I'm still gonna be working on. Oops. Still gonna be working on where to use gun shoes and where to use this. And hey, where's my pet? What the junk, man? Stinking pets. The point is.
Yes,
Ooh,
that sub makes me want to rub my belly and eat some jelly.
Woot, 10 months. Where did the time go?
Where did the time go? Dude, you want to know where the time went? I took some, my son went to, you distracted me. Thanks for the resub, man. My son went to summer camp today. He's in summer camp all week this week from like 7 to noon-ish. And my dog's barking at something. He's got a backpack and a lunchbox and tennis shoes on. And he looks like a kid. He's not even 2 yet. He's like he's a month before he turns. It's a month before he turns 2, and he looks like he looked so much like a child today. Not a baby, but a child. And it really it messed me up, man. Like emotionally, it messed me up. I was like, holy crap! Like my kid. He's a kid. He's not a babe anymore. It messed me up, man. I took these pictures and I'm like, holy crap. He's got a backpack and a lunchbox and snacks, and he's gonna be going and making friends and stuff. It's crazy, man. It broke my heart this morning, not in a bad way. It just made me realize that, dude, it's happening so fast. It's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah, Platoon. It's not a weak aura. It's part of Azeroth Autopilot, Platoon. The banners that I have here on the left side of my screen. It's part of Azeroth Autopilot. A little Worgen. Worgen! You better watch your mouth. Stinking alliance. Do you have 6 banners to use due to there being 2 of you? Yes, Chronic. And that's also something to keep in mind. If there are 3, 4, 5 people in your group, then that's, you know, 15 up to 15 banners. You can almost always have a 15%er, 15% experience increased banner at any position you go to. Every 2 minutes, drop one, man. It's awesome. Oh my goodness, Kelpling. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. I hope that all this information I'm feeding you and delivering to you is useful and helpful in some way. I'm sure some people are like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, but I'll have you know, you're right, I don't. Had some good coffee this morning. I was afraid I had over-sweetened it. No, it's pretty good coffee. I'm not going to complain about that. Look at Dot and Dolly. Get out of here. I still don't understand why Blizzard never fixed this weird squish bug. I'm fine in the back of the caravan. These guys, not so much. Not so much. Oh my goodness, sister. Don't say that, sister. Please, I'm begging you. Please. Please. You're breaking my heart.
What do you need?
Do you want some... Oh, someone's getting sapped. We got a rogue. I repeat, we have a rogue in the area.
Welcome. Do you seek redemption? Gathering.
All right, we'll go ahead and... Oh god, this guy just getting super sapped. Oh, there he is! Oh god, he's on me! Run! Ah, yes. By the way, I'm sure you guys can figure... I'm sure you guys realize this, but no one is going to be able to... No one's going to be 120 when the servers first go live. Duh. So that means you don't have to worry about a level 120 hunting you down. Someone may be 111, 112, 113 within an hour or two of launch that have made it to the other continent, but that you see right there is not going to happen. We're on beta. People have been 120 for months and months and months, so that person's probably just bored and having a good time and goofing off. No big deal. No big deal. 'Tis what it is. Oh, hello there. How do you do? Just thinking flowers. Collect your bones. Kill some bugs. No big deal. Brutal, you should have known that riding a wagon increases gravity by 500%. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm over here. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Sorry. I'm just spamming a button while reading chat. Don't judge me. Haven't watched all of your streams yet or anything, but should we have our health set in Oldham at the Oasis in the north so we can get to the heart quicker? Ooh, Ghost Reverie. I actually went over that at the beginning. You do have two options, or you have a million options, but the two options that I recommend you consider when it comes to hearthing for the Heart of Azurite. Heart of Azeroth, sorry. You can set it at the Oasis like you're talking about, or you can set it at the Cenarian Hold in Old World Silithus. How do you do that? Easy. Go talk to Zordami or whatever that NPC's name is. Turn it back to Old Silithus. Fly to Cenarian Hold. Set your Hearthstone. Fly back to Zordami or whatever that NPC's name is. Oh, here's the little box, by the way. Interruptible, stunnable, fearable. So you can proc Sephuz any one of those three ways that you want. Turn it back to New Silithus with the sword, and when you hearth, you'll simply hearth back to us where Cenarian Hold would normally be. The only catch is you will fall to your death if you don't have a glider or something similar. So, pro tip. Pro tip. Leveling's rough. Only if you make it rough. Let's go ahead and do this. Is he 120? Oh, no. This is a brand new, fresh character. I'm not timing or rushing through this area. Oh, by the way, since you can't gun shoe in here, because again, you're inside, this is a great time, because you have to come in here for the antenna. This is a great time to sky step out, and then if I hadn't aggroed these guys, here, I'll just kill them to show you real quick. Typically, everything's dead, because everyone's fighting out here, right? Basically, everything's almost guaranteed to be dead when you exit a cave like this. But when you leave here and you get your and Sky Step concludes, at that point in time you can gunshoe and make your way back to that quest NPC. You'll notice I just passed a chest. Most chests do not yield experience in BFA. I have found that they're not really worth it. Again, if you want to loot them for the war resources, that's fine. You do need war resources for your war campaign, but ultimately it's just it really slows you down if you try to loot every chest. It's just not worth it. So Actually, no, I'm really close to the chest. Let me go back and I'm pretty sure. Oh man, here's that rogue. I'm pretty sure that rogue's gonna do his whatever to me. Sigh. Sigh. But I'm pretty sure when I loot this, it won't yield experience. Yeah, see, no experience, so. No experience. What do you want, rogue? Leave me alone. I'm over here trying to make a video, man. Get out of here. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die here. It's not a big deal. I'll resurrect and jump down below and continue doing what I'm doing. But oh, this is, I mean, again, this is one of the dangers of war mode, but whatever. It's really not that big of a deal, especially again, and I want to drive home the point, especially day one of launch. The likelihood of that guy not getting torn in two by everyone in the area, slim to none. Everyone's gonna be watching out, watching everyone else's back. I've got a leveling partner. There's gonna be X people in that area with me, whatever. But because I'm on beta and everyone's had, you know, a year and a half, not that long, but everyone's had months to level, it'll happen. It'll happen. But it's far less likely to happen on the actual day of release, so. I just realized I'm not using my consumables. That rogue's probably gonna gank me again while I'm eating my food, but that's okay. How many Skystep potions and gun shoes we have stocked up? I have like 100 gun shoes and more than like 200 Skysteps and about 60, 67 it looks like gliders and whatnot. That's overkill. You're not gonna need that many, but whatever. Better safe than sorry, I guess. But you're not gonna need that many. You'll notice I haven't needed, or quote unquote needed, to use my Falling Flame yet. I haven't used Tuft of Yak Fur or the Horn or anything like that yet. Oh no, look out, it's a Red Rock Howler. I will get around to using those when I feel like it's appropriate to use them, and it's super duper awesome. Super duper awesome. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Pressing the wrong abilities. Skadoosh. There you go. Got those 8 hyenas deaded. You'll notice right here it says let dots on you expire before clicking the altar. You get a dot called Infected Bite when you fight these guys. Uh-oh. That was weird. My pet was still in combat. You do need to let that dot expire before you can click this altar. Sometimes you have to click it 2 or 3 times. It's a little buggy. If you move at all during the meditation process, it will interrupt you. So don't move. Do not move. Little guy will spawn, you kill it, and you move on. No big deal. You'll notice I proc Sephuz. Bloop. At this point in time, again, because of how quickly you should be going through these areas, gun shoes will likely not be up if you use them out of that cave. That's why, even though they are up, I'm mounting, whatever. I would have just fell meteorited, but whatever, man. We'll run back up here, turn in the quests, and we're almost done with the wagon nonsense. We just have a couple more quests in this area, and then the wagon will take us to our last stop. The wagon, spoiler alert, is destroyed, thank God. So, oh, and you'll notice that oh wow, I can't talk. The quest, or the add-on, Azeroth Autopilot, it does do all of the little RP event, you know, little talking mechanisms in these quests for you. I wish this add-on could make me talk better. Good lord. Of course, Vez. Of course. Of course, Vez. So also, the add-on does tell you where it recommends that you set your Hearthstone and when to use your Hearthstone. Same thing with the Cloak of Coordination, your Orgrimmar Cloaks. It'll tell you where and when to use, excuse me, your Orgrimmar Cloaks. It's really informative in that regard. Really, really informative. Again, don't forget that you will, when you Hearth, your character will be facing the direction that you were facing when you set your Hearthstone. So I like to face my character pointing out of the area that I need to go to. Here's a great time to use Gun Shoes. Gun Shoes is faster than a typical mount. So it's a 25-second buff. It's a 500+ yard run. So at this point in time, great time to use Gun Shoes. You'll get there a little bit faster. Using a Falling Flame, not necessary. It puts it on a 1-hour cooldown. Plus, it'll catapult you way beyond where you want to go for this quest turn in. So go ahead and use my cancel or macro. Here you got to, oh, but notice what I just did there. So I ran up to this NPC, okay, and I knew because I've been here a million times, that this NPC, there's a little bit of not delay, but it takes time for the game and the add-on and everything to put, you know, to gather the quests and to put them in your quest log and whatnot. It was like a 2-3 second process, right? So I ran up, and the moment I clicked that NPC and it was processing the turning in, the accepting, you saw me casting my mount. So it acts, that time frame where you're turning in and picking up quests gives you the opportunity to do things like getting on your mount. It just saves you a couple seconds here and there. It just saves you a couple seconds. May not seem like a big deal, but it is nice. Oh, I hate this quest. This blinking nonsense you see right here, every time you interact with one of these little unwanted memories, a little like in-game cutscene flashes on the screen. It's very annoying. Very, very annoying. So I say every time, but it's like every other time in all actuality. But nevertheless, it's incredibly annoying, so the add-on disrupts and skips and cancels that cutscene, but it forces you to watch like the first second of it. Ugh, so annoying. But you have to click 8 of these bad boys. There's 6 of them down here and 2 up top, I think. Or maybe there's more than the ones that I know about. But I know of 6 down here and 2 up top, and that's the route that we take. For better or for worse. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab these guys. We'll get another distorted memory over here. I'll throw down one of these. Easy peasy. I'm gonna use a sky step here because I know I need to go up. And again, unless you're struggling and having difficulty with killing stuff, who cares if you pull an additional NPC or 2 on your way to getting to where you need to be? Just take care of them. Again, unless you're slow killing things or unless you have a difficult time or whatever the case may be, it's really not that big of a deal. You, of course, gain experience from whatever you kill. You don't necessarily want to go out of your way and pull an unnecessary amount of mobs. But if you pick up an extra NPC, who cares, right? Who cares? And also keep in mind, if you're using the add-on, if you're leveling with a partner, whatever the case may be, the most important thing is have fun. Like, you know, listen, I'm mistake prone, my leveling partner is mistake prone, we make fun of each other all the time. He's a goofy, awesome guy. I'm a goofy, I'd like to think I'm awesome guy, and we're just gonna have fun. We ridicule and we poke fun at each other, but ultimately, at the end of the day, we're gonna have a ton of fun leveling, you know, a week from today. And if we make a mistake, we make a mistake. My leveling partner and I, we're not worried about being world first or server first or guild first or anything like that. We're gonna be fast because we practiced and we put in the work. But the likelihood of us being first in anything is slim to none because he's a druid or he's a guardian druid and I'm a warlock. And anytime I want to run fast, I kill myself with burning rush. I'm not a stinking demon hunter that can zippity do it all over the place. Dagnabbit. But no, it's just I'm not consumed with or concerned with getting, you know, being absolutely first. I just want to be fast and I want to be efficient. I want to have a good time, and that's really what it boils down to. Just have a good time. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake, and whatever. You'll forget about it. You'll forget about it. You'll move on. You'll survive. Just have fun. Just have fun. You didn't know about the Hearthstone facing? Hey, Charlie, good morning. Well, today you learned. Today you learned. Oh, I didn't know that, Zyro. Interesting. Ooh, that felt good. What time is it? 10:20? Oh my god, man. I'm going slow because I'm talking so much and I'm slowing down and trying to explain everything. We're already in out. Oh, this guy's taking a sweet time spawning. Hello? Hello? Oh, do not bust any giant cooldowns out to kill this guy. You're about to fight a not much harder, but a harder NPC, so do whatever you want to this guy, turn in your quest, use your little Hearthstone, move on. But yeah, you'll want to hold on to your cooldowns during that fight because the next NPC you encounter 15 seconds later, see, you're facing outward because I was facing outward when I set the thing. You have an extra action button for this fight, so make sure you use it. He'll take, what is it, 50% increased damage? Bloop. Proc Cephus, go, go, go! Put down Bane just for the additional 15% damage, and you're dead. Now here's something that's really cool. Oh, time. Let me back up. Hold on 1 second. So right here you'll notice this is the first quest in Vol'dun that yields one of 2 Azurite Armors. either a shoulder piece, which I already have, or a robe, which I'm gonna take. So I'll go ahead and pick up the robe here. At that point in time, I'll slap that bad boy on. You'll notice that I don't care about 2 or 4 piece as destruction. If I was Affliction, I would. Affliction 4 piece is really good for leveling. Destruction 2 and 4 piece, meh, not that big of a deal. Trust me, I'd like to keep 4 pieces of destruction because that Chaos Bolt dealing an additional 12% of its direct damage over 4 seconds. That's nice, but I'm not going to not use Azurite Armor because I'm because of 2 or 4 piece. So I'll just go ahead and slap that bad boy on. You'll notice I can't use the Heart of Azeroth Heart of Azeroth trait yet, but that's really not a big deal. Let's go ahead and equip that bad boy and you'll be good to go. Oh, this is the thing I was going to talk to you about right here, though. There are altars all over the place, specifically in Zuldazar, which I'm doing last. But if you go through Vol'dun, if you go through Nazmir, you're going, and if you use AAP, you'll unlock Akunda's altar, Bwansamdi's altar, Krogwa's altar, and I think those are the only... You don't unlock the Tiger altar because we skipped that quest because it's super far out here in Vol'dun. But you unlock those 3 altars. In Zuldazar, you're going to unlock Paku or Gonk's altar. I recommend Paku, the little Pterodax, because it's much easier to get around. I think I'm missing 1 or 2, but these altars all give you different buffs. When you interact with them here, you'll see it gives you a 20-minute buff. This one is just a little bit of damage and healing or something like that. Bwansamdi's gives you a little... Oops. Bwansamdi's gives you this curse that spawns in... does damage and then spawns NPCs to help you fight and whatnot. So they all do something a little different. Paku's gives you, I think, haste and movement speed. So that's a really good one for getting through Zuldazar. But yeah, if you see an altar, and the add-on does guide you to some of them. But if you see an altar, definitely use it to your advantage. Now here's an interesting tidbit, a little bug that my leveling partner and I have discovered. This RP event, we don't know how it happens because it doesn't always happen, but sometimes when one of us turns in the quest, and then the other person, oh, here's the rogue again, and then one of us turns in the quest, and then another one of us turns in the other quest. Hey rogue, what's up, dude? I guess he's lagging, not me necessarily. Uh-oh. I'm probably gonna die right here. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Oh no. So, but when you turn in the quest, it allows the other person to move on. And then the other person has to stick around, so. That silly rogue. That silly rogue. Oh man, I'm so mad that rogue killed me. Whatever will I do? Oh no. If I had had a health stone, I probably would have been fine. But I'm not. Bye, Rogue. See you later. Hee hee.
The ruins are on the way to
See you later.
I'm happy to take you there. Dolly and Dot are great company, but it's nice to have friends to talk to.
Rastallion, yeah, man, it's getting close, buddy. It's getting close. One thing. I hope this has been helpful and informative to some of you guys. We're just scratching the surface of Vol'dun. I'm trying to... I was hoping this video would be like at most 2.5 hours. This is gonna be like a 4-hour video because I'm super duper slow at explaining things and I ramble and drone on, much like I'm doing right now. Anyway, so your wagon's about to get jumped and assaulted and broken and busted and burned, so get ready to throw down.
Oh, this isn't good. Not at all. Everybody out of the wagon. Quick.
So just kill these assassins. Super easy fight, nothing complicated about it. Okay. This is a great time to use gun shoes because it is a bit of a run. So gun shoe your way in. I would fell meteorite, but all right, I'll stop making that joke. That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry. But you can gun shoe in here. You don't need to slow down or try to conserve your gun shoe. Just get to this area. It'll proc the quest. Oh, here's a tidbit. Here's a tip and trick for you. So when you're in an area with forced RP like this area right here, it is a great. And this happens all the time. It is imperative, it's a great time and opportunity for you to sell, repair, clear your bags if you're an enchanter, disenchant some crap. Again, even if you only open up 5, 6, 8, 12 slots while the RP is going on, that's helpful. It really is incredibly helpful. So that's just a little bit of advice I can give to you. If you don't need to clear your bags, it's also a great time to rebuff. Like if you come to this area and you still got 15, 20 minutes on your buffs, rebuff. Eat that food, pop that flask, use that rune, because guess what? You're not going to use that crap at 120, so use it now. Make sure you always have your buffs up and running. It's just a little bit of advice I can yield and give to you, and I think it's definitely an important piece. Now, right here, you have a quest in this area to loot some cacti, kill some scorpions. The add-on sends you beyond it because you do eventually work your way back here and then you move deeper into the zone, because once you complete these quests, it actually ultimately leads to you going up here to the Sanctuary of the Devoted. So you'll want to complete what you have in this area first and then move on. But something I like to do, even though the add-on is telling me to move beyond this, what I like to do, what my leveling partner and I like to do, is actually gather up a few of these scorpions and stuff. Oh, I was expecting to be able to get more than 3, but whatever. But gather up a few of them. Go ahead and kill them. Go ahead and grab a couple of cacti. No big deal. Just you know, it helps you get through this area. Well, it doesn't necessarily help you get through it faster because you have to do it one way or another. But the point is just, you know, if stuff is up, might as well go ahead and nuke it down, right? Might as well. All this. There we go. We don't have to kill any more scorpions. Although it's likely we'll still encounter some of them when we're interacting with the cacti on the other side. But, you know, feel free to do whatever you want on the way through. AAP is there just to guide and assist. You don't have to follow every little tidbit of advice if you don't want to. There are some things that I do slightly differently than what AAP issues commands to do, but whatever. Now, this right here, this is also something else you can do. There are some quests, like this one, with forced RP, like we were talking about. So while this guy is RPing, you send him up there to talk to those guys. This is a great opportunity. I know it says set Hearthstone, but you're actually getting the flight path and then setting your Hearthstone. But nevertheless, you can go ahead and do some stuff here. You'll notice that there's still over a minute of AFK time. He takes his sweet time. I'm actually going to run back to where I was, because you can go as far as you want, man. The game's got to RP. Your character's got to go through that waiting period. I'm actually going to run back to where we were and continue collecting. Those vultures kind of know I'm here. I'm going to continue collecting these cacti that I need. I only need 2 more. I need 1 more. So this is just saving me, as silly as it may seem, it's actually saving me time that I would otherwise need to be investing later on. So you'll notice I've got 25 seconds. I'll run back here. And maybe you have a different recommendation. Maybe you prefer doing something else while this guy's RPing. This works for my leveling partner and I. We get back with a few seconds to spare. Gun shoes, they do allow water walking. Yes, Chronic, yep. They do. The movement speed boots, otherwise known as gun shoes, are made by engineers. You can also buy them off the auction house. They're pretty dang expensive for obvious reasons, but they are just called gun shoes. So now, all these quests open up in the area. Hip hip hooray.
Hello, man.
How much time did it take to get to 120 average? Our best time was 5.5 hours, which isn't too bad. Not the fastest, certainly not the slowest, but that was with fell meteorites and that was with strange dimensional shards. It's likely it'll be closer to 6 hours. So, but 5.5 was the official time a week or 2 ago. Went from wagon to wagon. Wow, or stallion. Oh my goodness. So this little thing right here, you're just going to be killing and pulling a bunch of bugs. Now, this alpaca, I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't care. You can actually pull them with some damage-dealing ability like that and then use your whistle. Sometimes you're forced to take them to half health, like this one right here. And other times, they'll immediately run off and you'll get credit for the quest. But either way, whether you have to take them down to 50 or just, they do it immediately, those guys will run off. You'll need to come and click these little bags. There's bags all over the place. I'm actually going to go ahead and fear this guy, proc my Sefus. Oh, look, it's the rogue. Hey, dude, what's up? Hi, I'm gonna die here. Oh, it's a different rogue. Oh, well, silly rogues. I'm just gonna let him kill me. I'm not that worried about it. I don't feel like trying to fight and deal with it right now. I'm trying to make a video here. But you'll run around and click those little bags. You'll save the alpacas. You'll kill a bunch of dung beetles and loot. You have to loot them and whatnot. You'll notice I'm not looting everything. I'm not that worried about looting while I'm leveling unless I have to for the quest. I'm more worried about leveling faster. And again, I know I keep saying this, but I want to be perfectly clear. what you're seeing with these rogues, it's not likely going to happen whenever the expansion goes live. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. So just something to think about and something to keep in mind. Oh, also you'll notice that my Akunda buff is still active right now, so that's nice. They do last through these guys coming for me? Oh, it does persist and last through death, so that's nice. I guess I should get a health stone out, huh? I keep dying because I don't have a health stone to use when I'm fighting these rogues, or when these rogues are fighting me, I should say. Let me get a health stone out finally. I'm actually just gonna go to a different side right now. Getting ganked isn't that big of a deal because, you know, it's not live, it's beta. I'm not that worried about the time. Who cares? I'm just trying to make the video for, you know, guidance purposes, but I also don't want to waste too much time fighting people that I don't care about right now. So I'll just probably go. I usually go the other way, but for the sake of the video, I'll just go this way today. There's stuff. I mean, you'll notice. I mean, the area that these quests cover is pretty expansive, so it's not that big of a deal. That one ran off immediately, as you saw. Sometimes you'll notice that there are NPCs like these scorpions that aren't necessary for quests, but they're not necessarily, they're not guarding per se, but they're near these items you need, so whatever. Kill what you gotta kill, loot what you gotta loot. Did I loot that? Oh, okay, I did, yeah. So that one's gonna force me to kill it, so I'll just go ahead and pull a couple of bugs nearby. Oh, I think I actually killed that. I actually killed that alpaca. Oops. I wasn't really thinking about how hard my chaos bolt was gonna hit. Oh well. Deal with it. Deal with it. No big deal. Yeah, I've heard of some people leveling in 4.5 hours. That's certainly possible. It's not something I like. I know that I'm not going to be able to level that quickly, and again, I'm not that concerned with leveling that fast. I think leveling, you know, if you can level in 6 hours or less, you're doing great, right? Like 6 hours or less, you're boogieing, man. That's pretty dang quick. If you're leveling in 8 hours or less, that's darn good too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Anything beyond 8 hours is, I mean, number one, it's fine. You level however the heck you want to level, however slow or fast you want to level. You know, who cares, right? You play however the heck you want to play. But if you're taking longer than 8 hours to level, there are definitely things you can be doing to improve that. Maybe you're watching cutscenes. Maybe your item levels, you know, lower than the average item level, the average player's item level. Maybe you're mining and gathering herbs, which does yield a little bit of experience, but typically isn't worth it. There are a million different reasons why you could be leveling, why it could be taking you longer than 8 hours, but as a whole, most people using, and let me clarify, I'm talking about using Azeroth Autopilot. Most people will be able to level in 8 hours or less using Azeroth Autopilot, Horde, or Alliance, and that's the whole point of the add-on, right? It's to get you there as quickly as possible. Here I'm gonna go ahead and use gun shoots because I'm pretty far out. At this point in time, we're gonna go roast some buzzards, so that's fun. Can you tame a llama? I don't know, it's a good question. I really don't know. Aiming for 7 hours, that's easily done. In your case, Stanny, absolutely. You can go ahead. Oh, you know, I just realized I had this weak ore. Dagnabbit. I hate when I forget that I have a weak ore up and it's conflicting. It's sitting on top of something else. I didn't realize. If you're trying to open a weak ore in combat. Dagnabbit. I'm so sorry if this weak ore has been bothering you guys. I turned it on the other day at someone's request, and I totally forgot I had it enabled. I know it's been sitting on top of the chat box. Thankfully, not all of the chat box, but my apologies. What order are you picking your Azurite armor? I haven't really completely settled on the order yet. I like to start with the shoulders, and then move on to the chest and whatnot, as you saw a few minutes ago. I might ultimately do the headpiece from Magni and then the shoulders from Vol'dun. And the reason why is my robe has a speed tertiary buff or trait on it, or whatever you want to call it. Tertiary skills, stats. But I mean it's really not that big of a deal. So I'll probably do shoulders, robe, and then helmet from shoulders from Magni, robe from Akunda, and helmet at the end of the zone. I think it's at the end of the zone. Probably. But again, you have to remember and realize every class and specialization is going to want to tackle things a little bit differently. So, just food for thought. Food for thought. Rip. I was like, did a shaman just walk up and nuke these guys? Nope, that's the Akunda buff. No big deal. No big deal. Let's go loot those guys. Rip 2. Let's go ahead and mount up here. Is there a good zone order? Findor, I prefer Vol'dun, Nazmir, Zul'Dazar for what I consider to be the the easiest pathing, the easiest routing, whatever you want to call it. Vol'dun, the zone I'm in right now, I'm level 111. Vol'dun is incredibly rough on higher level players. Incredibly rough. Oh, let me pause here real quick. You'll notice that I pulled up my Azurite armor, but I'm continuing. Like, don't forget to select traits, but just to save a little bit of time, you can go ahead and choose your Azurite armor traits while you're on the move, like stopping, reading, like that. That just, I hate to use the word wastes time, but it wastes time. Like, you can do that while you're on the move, in a flight path, RPing with a quest, whatever. Also, these two little iguana guys can be up in this room. Don't kill them until after you select or after you accept these quests, because you need to kill them for the quest. Just a little tip and trick there. No big deal. No big deal. Where are all the guild banners? I got cooperation, but the other two are not in the guild. That means that your guild... I think... So the banners, I think, are tied to your guild rep, I think. So that means your reputation with your guild might not be high enough. Did you recently transfer to or join that guild, or I'm not sure what your... I'm not sure if that's the case or whatnot. I can't quite remember. Oh, I don't need to loot these guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I will not speed level, but fast level. This video is good. Boy, that's a good way to look at it. We may not be speeding along, but we sure are fasting along, if that doesn't make any sense. Exiled Nathan, no, you have not missed the tip on the 5% experience gem. Now remember, at this point in time, you could have, gathered your gem at the auction house. You could have gathered your gem from prospecting, whatever the case may be. So you could have gotten in a multitude of ways, but we have not gotten to the area in Vol'dun yet with the gem itself. Oh, it's a guild achievement. Well, there you go. There you go. What food? So that's a great question. What food am I using for leveling? So I'm a warlock, so I have an ability, or a talent, I should say, called Burning Rush, which eats away at my health for a speed boost. And it's an awesome speed boost because I can leave it on for as long as I have HP, right? It's awesome. But because it just eats, it chomps away at my health, I like to use Fighter Chow. Now, Fighter Chow and Bear Tartar, which is a speed boost after you kill something, both of them have been nerfed in BFA. So, Fighter Chow, Bear Tartar, both have been nerfed, but I still find it to be more... Listen, I know I'm Soul Shard Cap, relax. Both of them have been nerfed, but I find that Bear Tartar is just a little bit better. Personally, I think it's a little bit better. But again, that's because I'm a warlock and I Burning Rush all over the place, so... Actually, I shouldn't have potioned in. I should have potioned out, but whatever. Whatever, man. Go ahead and get these guys down. What's up, Snarltooth? How do you do? How do you do? And you did. Loot this guy. Loot and scoot, baby. Loot and scoot. Let's go. Let's go. Turning these quests. You'll notice, again, not picking up treasures, not killing rares. Rares do yield a little bit more experience than your typical NPC does. The problem with rares, however... Ooh, look, an epic. The problem with rares, however, is they have a ridiculous amount of HP. So you can get 3-4k experience from killing a rare, but if it takes you, you know, 30, 60, 90 seconds to kill it, what the heck's the point? What I would recommend when it comes to rares is, let's say this Scale Claw Brood Mother was at 10% health. Would I tag it? You darn right I would. 10% is not, that ain't nothing. So you can, I would encourage you to tag rares and take advantage of killing rares if they're close to death. But if they're not close to death, if they're at full health, if they're just sitting there minding their own business, I'd recommend ignoring them. That's my recommendation. Do whatever the heck you want to do, but that's what I recommend. Run, little troll, run! So here's something about this quest right here. You have to go talk to this NPC and buy, I think, a drink or something off of him. Ooh, I didn't have to click. Usually I have to click him twice, but that time I only had to click him once. But if ultimately, if you have to click him twice, no big deal. No big deal. The add-on will buy it for you automatically, whether it takes 1 or 2 clicks, whatever.
Stay safe out there.
How about the gear that scales to 120? I have, now listen, I haven't killed every rare in every zone. I have not. I have not seen, of the ones that I've killed, which are, you know, 15, 20 rares, I have not seen any of them drop gear. That does not mean they don't drop gear. That does not mean that every rare drops the exact same thing. But the only thing that I've seen rares drop are war resources and like gold and stuff like that. But I personally have not seen any gear off of a rare. I could be wrong, I could be mistaken, I could be misremembering, who knows? But I have not seen any experience or any gear, so maybe the next rare I find I'll kill just for the sake of testing it. You'll notice that I saved my Mortal Coil for his little regeneration cast buff thing. He heals a decent amount with it, so. Xenor says mostly the Zul'Dazar rares drop class-specific set items. See, I haven't encountered any of that yet. Maybe it's just, maybe it's because I haven't killed them in a while and they weren't dropping it the last time I killed them. Maybe I'm killing the wrong rares, whatever, but that's not something I've encountered personally. Who knows? Who knows? But again, I mean, if you, like, I'm not going to kill them until I reach 120 because it doesn't, there's really no benefit to killing them while leveling, you know? So I'll avoid them purposefully until I'm 120, not for the gear, assuming gear drops off of them, but just because I don't want to waste time while leveling, whatever. That's just me. You do whatever the heck you want to do. Out of the way, exiles. Out of the way. I got Bane. Let's do this. Loot and scoot, baby. God, my son's gonna be home in like an hour. I'm nowhere near being done. You'll notice I'm not gun-shoeing. Oops. I'm also not mounting, apparently. I'm not gun-shoeing to get back because I'm about to gun-shoe. I don't know why I put the emphasis on shoe, but I'm about to gun-shoe on this next quest, and you'll see why. It's quite handy, quite helpful. So check this out. Turn in the quest. Of course, I'm in combat, so hold on one second. Again, if you're in combat, you can't gun-shoe. Stinking bug. So once you get this quest to arm your villagers, number one, your partner and you can talk to different villagers, and you both get credit for it, which is nice. But if you're soloing, you can gun-shoe here, do the RP walk thing, and it's so much faster, and I love doing this. I love doing this. There are only 8 villagers to arm, so you need to know and find where all 8 of them are. Oops, I missed one. Whoa. I've never missed one until I'm recording a session. Of course, I did miss one. It's back here. I was heading toward it, and then I moved to the right. You'll notice I was heading right here, and I'm like, oh, there's nothing there, huh? So try not to do what I just did and miss one. But you can, your gun shoot can get you to all 8 of them, and then you can just mount or sky step back to the NPC, and it's just, it's a lovely little session. Throw your head or the head at this guy right here. Proc your Safus. Throw out 2 chaos. Oops, I forgot to put down the Bane. Whatever. Okay. I'm in combat, so I'm just gonna sky step.
No one deserves this
No
fate.
one deserves this fate. Why am I still in combat? It's weird. Maybe that was lag. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Now we're gonna go. I think we're going to the pirate area next, if memory serves me correctly.
Hello, man.
Nope, I'm wrong. Nope. We gotta go kill. Okay, so let me pause here real quick. The add-on is sending us to an NPC of the elite variety. This guy at 111, not a big deal. At 118, 119, he fears, he hits hard, he has a ton of HP. Just keep that in mind. Now let's say, you know what, you're like, you know what, this guy's kind of far out, he's kind of out of the way. I don't have a lot of HP. I'm not confident in my ability to kill this guy. Not a problem. All you have to do to skip a quest you don't want, you're just gonna do AA/AAP space skip until it tells you the next quest line. So, boom. At that point in time, it's going to direct you to the next area. Yeah, you do need to have a little bit, like, it'd be nice to be able to have the option of, you know, skip this quest. But it's just not the way that the add-on works. You could go ahead and skip this quest if you wanted to. Zarako the Grifter, I say, who cares? I don't feel like doing that quest. It's too far out of the way, he's too tough, whatever. Let's go to the next quest. So, at this point in time, the add-on's going to send me over here instead. No big deal. No big deal. Again, that was an example. That quest, it really isn't hard to kill that guy, so feel free to kill Zaraka the Grifter. It's not too complicated, not too tough. A little bit out of the way, but it's like 30,000 experience, so 27,000. Here we'll go ahead and accept. Oh, also, it does give you that option. That thing that keeps popping up saying, do you accept or decline? That's the add-on asking if you want to pick up the elite quests. So this one, again, is like 400 yards out. I say to myself, meh. That's a lot of work. Let's skip that one today. But you could also just decline them from the get-go, which is not what I'm doing because I'm not really paying attention. But I'll skip them today. Whatever. Whatever. Oh no! I've been dismounted! Help! Help! Stinking beetle. Stinking beetle. The two quests that I just skipped, again, they're very quick and easy to do. They are elite NPCs. If you have a leveling partner, they're even easier. I guarantee there's going to be other people around them, killing them, etc., etc., etc. I'm just skipping it to give you to show how easy it is to skip quests, how to skip quests, and also to cut down a little bit on the time of this video because this video is already 2 hours long. Good lord! I'm not even halfway through Vol'dun. My son will be home any minute. This is ridiculous. So this area is really important. And you'll know why here in a few minutes. You'll know why. You'll know why. Let's go back here. Turn in the quest and then stay here to click on the guy. You'll free him. You're so nice. You're so nice to free that little skeleton of a troll. Yes, Dyke. I do, and you can set a keybind for quest items. You can set it to whatever you want. I have mine set to what's comfortable and easy for me to hit and remember to use. But you do whatever's best for you. Whatever's best, man. Brutal the Bob Ross of WoW leveling. Gonna use a lovely little gumshoe right here and paint a happy little sky step potion. Hey Lamgo, what's up, man? Already Miss Pride as me too. The cool thing about a lot of our Azurite armor traits is some of them are similar to certain legendary procs and whatnot. So if you do miss some of them, it's not too far-fetched to assume you'll see some of them. Oh god, I'm gonna die! I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Be really careful with how much you pull here for this reason. It is super easy for you to get nuked into the ground if you're not careful. Much like I almost was there. If I was, 116, 117, and 118, I probably would have died trying to pull that mini without being better prepared and more responsive to what was going on.
I'll just grab
bonus objectives. Let's talk about bonus objectives real quick. So bonus objectives yield, I think, like 34,000, 36,000, 38,000 experience each. It's a chunk of experience. Some of them aren't worth doing because of how difficult they are or how long they take. It's annoying. There's this one bonus objective in Nazmir, and it's, where is it? In Nazmir, it's right around here-ish, I think? I can't remember exactly where it is, but it requires you to kill some iguanas and to, hold on one second, I'm dying over here. It requires you to kill some iguanas and so on, and there are other quests in the area.
Get closer and don't mumble.
Let me buy that and heal up real quick.
Not everything in the ocean.
This is a good-looking white man as I am. You gotta kill some iguanas while you're gathering coagulated blood from those little ticks, and you gather the helmet, shoulders, and I think chest piece or something like that for the troll NPC you're helping, blah, blah, blah. God, that bonus objective is so annoying. This one's pretty annoying too. It's not difficult. It doesn't take too long necessarily because you do wind up killing a bunch of stuff in the area. But you can easily get overrun if you're not careful. So just play it smart, play it cool, play it safe. Don't pull more than you need to. No big deal. No big deal. Here's where you witness another memory. Not everything in the ocean is as good looking or as well mannered as I am. Greetings, sir. All right, I'll stop. I have like told you at the beginning of the video, I have a really bad habit of doing a bunch of stupid voices, but I love it. I love doing the voices. I love it. It takes so long, Shelly. Yeah, the iguana lizard one that I'm talking about takes so stinking long. I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. And keep in mind, I'm not talking about it takes long to kill NPCs.
Welcome to the sub club.
Zebo, what's
Enjoy
up,
a
baby?
nice rub. Oh.
Yes, that is Coltrane doing our alerts, our stream alerts. He's awesome. We love Coltrane. Movement speed. But keep in mind, I'm not talking about, oh, it takes so long to kill stuff. No, it's just that it takes so many of an NPC to kill. And they spawn so slowly. And they're spread out so far. It's annoying, man. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. Let's go ahead and get Witch Doctor. I told the Witch Doctor I was in love with you. Kill him. Click these guys inside. Again, there's a ton of stuff to click for this bonus objective. I'm gonna do it just for the sake of doing it.
I'll just grab one more piece of treasure.
Let's go witness the last. Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and get this guy right here. Let's go and get this guy. We'll go witness the last memory. You need to be in the right location. Hello? There we go. Now, I don't necessarily... I know the add-on tells you to use your glider here, but it's really not that big of a deal. I find that it's not really all that helpful or necessary, but, you know, you do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever makes you happy. Let's get this guy. Where's my pet? Apparently the pet's dead. The pet is dead. I repeat, pet gone. Pet gone. Let's go turn in the quest. If you aggro these guys, it's not a big deal. Unless they dismount you, then you should probably kill them. But if they don't dismount you, then just run past them. It's not a big deal. Now, someone's asking, can you group up to make the iguana quest quicker? Well, sure you can, but the iguanas aren't the NPCs or the item that yields the most credit for that bonus objective. It's those little stupid eggs. And those little stupid eggs, they do not count for anyone other than the person running over them. And they have a long respawn timer. And the fact that they only count toward one person is so stinking aggravating. And the iguanas, again, they don't spawn that quickly. There aren't more than like, you know, 10 or 12 across the entirety of the bonus objective. There's, I think, 5 on the left, 2 in the middle, and 5 on the right. There are very few of them for the bonus objective. But those stinking eggs, man. The problem is, like, if I run over the eggs and I finish my bonus objective and you're only at 49%, then we're waiting around for you to do the eggs, and it's just... It's aggravating, it's annoying, I don't recommend it. That's like the bonus objective I don't recommend anyone does. It's goofy, man. It is goofy. Okay, now remember that experience gem thing I've been talking about? This is something that my leveling partner and I have been doing for many weeks now. Month and a half, whatever the case may be. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a minute. It's a trade secret. I'm dying! It's a trade secret, but I'm gonna share that secret with you. It's actually not a trade secret. A lot of people know about this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway, okay? Oh, don't forget to loot these guys. I always forget to loot these guys. It's really dumb of me. Really dumb. All right, I'm out of health zones. Let's go and get a new one.
I'll just grab one more piece of treasure.
You notice, I mean, I've been killing a bunch of stuff. I'm only quote unquote, but I'm only 75% of the way through this bonus objective. With a leveling partner, with the group, it is certainly faster and easier to do this specific bonus objective. I hate doing it solo though. That's just me. God, look how fast you just get crushed right here. Oh, actually, that brings up something else I need to talk about. This area, and the area that comes after it, the little pilot or pirate island out here, the scaling is off in this area. Mobs hurt. You'll notice that the add-on does not advise, guide, or instruct you to go to Pirate Island after you do these quests. It's just, it takes time to get there because you have to take a little canoe out there. It takes time to do the quests out there. Not an insane amount of time, but it does take, you know, a certain amount of time to do them. The boss NPC out on that island bugs out all the time, man. And you wind up getting killed from him, and he hovers out in the middle of the ocean. You can't DPS, and you can't run away from him. So he winds up killing you. Eventually, when you do get around to killing him, if you can, because he hits like a truck, because scaling is off, the other NPCs have the chance of killing you because their scaling is off. It's a mess, man. I highly recommend you do not take the canoe out to Pirate Island. You might have the easiest time in the world. Awesome. That's good. But I found it's typically just not worth the effort or the frustration or the time. All right, now we'll go do this guy over here. Drop. Kill the captain. All right, this is the quest that matters right here, guys. This is the quest that matters right here. Bonus objective done. All right, as I showed you at the beginning of the video, I'm an enchanter jewel crafter. Why does this quest matter? Because this quest right here awards you a chest. This chest right here, okay? Captain Gulnaku's treasure. You open that bad boy, you get a guaranteed red gem. Why does that red gem matter? As I showed you earlier, insightful rubelite. Boom. There's your guaranteed 5% experience gem. You're welcome. Here's your guaranteed 3% movement speed gem. So I'm going to go ahead and craft one of those bad boys too. This does mean you need to keep a couple of items with sockets. Actually, let me do the gloves. A couple of items with sockets in them. Personally, I would much rather have... I'm sorry, did you just bug out? Did it just eat my gem? It just ate my gem. That glove just ate my gem. Well, dang nabbit, Blizzard! My gems are gone. The ring and the gloves just ate my movement speed and let's see, bug report. I just placed a gem, here, a 3% movement speed gem in my gloves and a 5% experience gem in my legendary ring, and neither gem was applied. However, they were removed from my bag. My bah. Let's camp real quick and just make sure that something goofy didn't happen there. But yeah, trade secret, ladies and gentlemen. Trade secret. Yeah, I'm gonna do I'll camp instead of a reload real quick just to be safe. Just to be safe. Gem theft riot. Oh man. Oh, I'm getting text over here. All right, let's go ahead and log back in. I have a few warlocks, as you might have seen there. As you might have seen. Maybe, who knows. Who knows? All right, let's log back in. Fingers crossed that the gyms were... Dude, if that happens on live, that's gonna suck. It's 1 week, dude. It's 1 week. If that happens on live, that's bad. That's really bad. Oh, that's bad. Let's find out what happens here. We're doing it live, baby. Okay, they're good. Oh, yeah, we're good. Okay, so whether that's... I probably should have done the reload first. It's probably a UI issue and not a game issue. That could be an LVOI issue, a shadow and light issue. But everything looks fine. Now Blizzard has a bug report and they're gonna be like, what? This guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But nevertheless, it's funny that all these issues are occurring during the quote-unquote official leveling session that's going up on YouTube. I mean, you know, my whole perspective on it is I actually prefer when these problems happen on camera, when they happen for recordings, because it gives people a little bit of perspective, and it kind of reassures people that, hey, you know what? You know, I'm not the only person suffering from this problem, or, you know, I've ran into that problem too, Brutal. It's not just me. It's a bit reassuring, I suppose. I'm not sure why it says the bonus objective's not done. It should be done, but nevertheless. Anyway, here's where you turn in the quest, and you can jump on the boat if you want to, and sail out there and deal with that headache and mess. This is the island I was talking about. The mobs are scaled too high. They hit harder than the average mob. I think they have a dot that ticks harder than the average dot. And again, you ring a gong on that island, and it summons the little boss or elite NPC to end the quest chain with. And that guy, and it happened yesterday's stream and happened on the stream 2 weeks ago. But there's a chance when you summon the guy and he shows up on his boat, he'll stay on the boat. He'll start swinging on you. You cannot attack him. You cannot kill him, but he'll start swinging on you. His character model is in the boat. So you can't attack him, but he'll attack you. And then the boat sails off. And the boat disappears. And the pirate boss is just hovering in the middle of the air, in the middle of the ocean. Visible to us, but not reachable. You can't attack him, and you wind up dying. It's frustrating. It's not worth it. There's no guarantee that bug will be fixed by the time the expansion goes live next week, so... Try and move your quest list a pixel. Ooh, good call. Good call, Zyrel. That fixed it. Okay. Good call. Anyway, so do I recommend doing it? No. You might have the easiest time with it. That's awesome. Good for you. Pat yourself on the back. You rock. But I've had too many issues with it. It's just something I don't recommend for the reasons I've listed, so. Okay, so we hearthed back here. Let's go turn this bad boy in, and we are almost ready to go to the next area. The reason why it says turn in quest is because I'm supposed to have a quest here to turn in, but I'm pretty sure it's the rare. See how it? Oh, hold on. It's asking me to turn in the wanted Zorako quest, but that's the one I skipped a few minutes ago. So I'll go ahead and skip this, and now we can run ahead to the next area. Again, you would normally have already turned in that quest, and the add-on wouldn't prompt you to do it. And again, friendly reminder, if you run into an issue with the add-on, there is the reset button. Does that reset the add-on or reset the positioning? That might just reset the positioning. But the point is you can type /AAP space reset to reset the add-on to try to catch it back up to where you actually are. Or you can just type /AAP space skip and skip a certain quest or certain quest chain or whatever the case may be. Either way. Yeah, those desyncs, as you're calling them, Steve, are aggravating. Absolutely aggravating. A question I'm often asked about experience banners and gun shoes, and again, I haven't really been using mine because I'm just running my mouth, but something I'm asked often about these consumables and items and whatnot is, Brutal, when's the best time to use my experience banner? Brutal, when's the best time to use my Skystep potion? Brutal, how do I grow a beard as nice as yours? Well, you can't, first and foremost, but to answer the former question and not the latter, it's better to overuse them than to underuse them. And what that simply means is it's much better to use your experience banners just as you run into each new area. Just use it, use it, use it. Because there's no guarantee that if you hold on to them that you're going to want to use it in the next area you encounter or the next area you encounter. I'd much rather drop an experience banner and kill 10 NPCs for a guaranteed boost than to try to hold on to it for a potential, experience buff to 12 NPCs. You know what I mean? Just use them on the regular. Don't fret over it. Don't lose any sleep over it. Don't think about it. Don't overthink it. Just use your experience banners. Same thing with specifically and especially with Sky Step potions. It's a 1-minute cooldown. Use your Sky Step potions. Just use them. Yes, there are, quote unquote optimal times to use your gun shoes and your Sky Steps and whatnot, but as a whole, just use them, man. Just go. I don't know why the waypoint bugs out there, but nevertheless, you can go ahead and turn in the quest up here. There is okay, you'll see, there's a quest up here, and I've talked to Zyril about it, the author of the add-on, and at one point I did recommend having him send us to get that quest up there from Foreman Jethic. However, that NPC is killable when you're not the snake right here. So there's no guarantee that quest is going to be up, so it's just better to skip it and not worry about it. It's only worth a few experience anyway.
If you are receiving this message, then I fear I was too late.
My professions on this character, enchanting and jewel crafting.
And plans to break
Simple.
the barrier we placed on the tomb.
How can we make Teddy derp less when he levels with you? Listen, Teddy's gonna derp, I'm gonna derp, we're all gonna derp. You just gotta roll with the punches. Yeah, exactly, Steve. I'm gonna save this. Never uses it. I'm that kind of RPG player. Like Final Fantasy style, old school Final Fantasy style games and whatnot. I would just hold on to ethers and Phoenix Downs and potions, and I would just never use them. So just use your experience banners. Here, watch. I'm gonna run up here and I'm gonna drop my banner. Banners down. Yay. But do keep an eye on the range as well. You definitely want to keep an eye on the range of your banner because it's so sad when you outrange it by a yard because you weren't paying attention. So just keep that in mind. How do we make Teddy derp more? Now that is the question. I agree. How do we make him even worse? I mean, Zyril, how many people have complained about this issue? You know what I mean? I've never, as far as I know, I've never encountered the issue. I don't even know what the issue necessarily is. I'd rather restart than use the item. Dear God. That's insane. Hey, Coalfire, what's up, man? Where do you get a banner? Calarian, the banners are available from guild vendors in Orgrimmar and Stormwind. I don't know, are there guild vendors in other cities? I don't even know. I have always bought mine from Orgrimmar, so that's how I do it. Orgrimmar. I want to quickly get the Zandalari race. What class? Rogue, Demon Hunter, DK will be fastest to... well, the Zandalari race is not available at launch, Piece of Panic. Unless I missed a post or an announcement or something. The Zandalari trolls won't be available, I suspect, until later on in the expansion, 8.1 or beyond. So, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but as far as I know. I'm still barely in range of my banner. Dear God. Where are all the Sethrak? This is going to be a problem, as I'm sure you've figured out by now, with the expansion when it goes live. Like, where are the NPCs? The NPCs aren't up. So this is an example of when it would absolutely be beneficial to have a leveling partner. You split up, stay within range of the banner, but you split up, and oh, that's Azurite. You split up that way, I can tag 2 or 3, leveling partner can tag 2 or 3, and we both benefit from it, of course, because we each get credit. Boom! Thanks for the lightning zap. This is actually the slowest I've ever seen this particular quest take. There normally aren't that many people out here questing and testing because, well, there just normally aren't. But I guess due to the fact that it's only... I'm gonna go up here. Oh, here we go, here we go. Watch this, watch this. But I guess because it's a week away... I know I left my banner, don't worry. Here we go, baby! I might die. This could be it for our hero, Vol'dun. This could be it. Dear God, what am I doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here we go, baby! I should have stunned him, but see ya! Stinking. Why would you want to level as anything other than destruction? You're out of your mind. No, the likelihood of that many NPCs again being up in one area is super slim to none. You just gotta deal with what you're dealt. If you have to run around and individually kill snakes, then you run around and individually kill snakes. If you get lucky with a big group like that, you make the most of it and you move on. The dream pole! What's that, Brutal? Destro as Bestro? Maybe. Ding. Maybe. See, you'll notice I'm already 112. Now, I know that the recording is 2 hours and 20 minutes in. But you can see just how fast leveling is in Vol'dun, and Nazmir is even better. And I think Zuldazar is probably the slowest of the three zones, but that doesn't mean it's slow. It's just the slowest, in my opinion. But yeah, you level super fast out here in Vol'dun, and the next video will be Nazmir. But wow, it's just it always catches me off guard because I rarely pay attention to how far along I actually am in any given quest. But man, it's pretty nuts. It is pretty nuts. Namar. Overall, is it better to build for AoE or single target? I can't tell you that, man. Again, this is some. Oh, dang! I always forget to loot this guy. I can't answer that question, and the reason why is it easy on beta to run into a quest hub, run into a camp, and encounter, I mean, literally 15, 20 mobs? Yeah, sure. Is that going to be the case on live? Probably not. I'm going to start his destruction as you see me right now. That way, Teddy and I can pull just as many NPCs as we want and try to condense them and collapse them and blow them to smithereens. But if we're encountering issues to where mobs are dying too quickly, they're spawning sporadically, I will likely swap to Affliction just so I have an easier time dotting and staying on the move. Because that'll be the name of the game in most cases, is dot and move on, dot and move on, dot and move on. Dot something to tag it, get credit for killing it, while you continue running around, dotting and tagging and getting credit for more NPCs. So it really just depends, Disfo Twitch, really just depends. With the add-on faster loot, you can loot all with no animations or loading, great for level. Yeah, Mike, there is an add-on also called Auto Loot Plus, same thing. So Auto Loot Plus improves the speed of Blizzard's auto looting. Great add-on for that reason, absolutely is. Absolutely. Hey Gorblade, what's up, man? Absolutely. All right, so at this point in time, we're about halfway through the zone, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, just depends. There is a quest inside of this building right here that I do not recommend you do. It's this one right here. Wanted Sand Scout Veseric. That's a 5-man quest. Now, if you have a group of 5 players, or if you're feeling spicy, sure, grab it and do it. The quest lands you, quest is like right there or something like that. I'm telling you, man, it's rough, it's tough. Even at early levels, let alone closer to 120. Is it doable? Yeah, of course, I mean, it's not impossible. Come on, get real. It's not impossible, but it takes a while. He has a ton of HP. It's a 5-man quest, and it slows you down. But sure, pick it up if you want to. I mean, you're the boss, man. You do whatever the heck you want. I'm just here trying to give advice. That's all. Just here trying to yield some advice to you. Trying to be Mr. Helpful over here, Mr. Nice Guy. I don't recommend doing it. That's just me. This is one of those quests that's super fun and easy to do with a partner. My leveling partner, again, is a Guardian Druid. He literally just runs around just gathering 10 NPCs, 10 of these Sethrak dudes, while I click 4 banners, 2 spires, and 4 cannons or whatever they are. And it's super easy, man. Super duper easy. And I rescue Vork too. Bloop. 4 cannons, or maybe it's only 2 cannons. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You get the idea. Is there a profile for AAP, or does it look like this baseline? So the profile for AAP normally doesn't look like this. It actually looks a bit different. I use an add-on, or like a UI overhaul add-on, whatever you want to call it, called Elv UI. And then I use an extension of Elv UI called Add-on Skins. And the add-on skins add-on reskins a whole bunch of stuff, including Azeroth Autopilot. I keep calling it Azeroth Autopilot. So mine looks a bit slicker, a bit nicer because of that, but you don't have to use add-on skins. Azeroth Autopilot will work however, you know, look and work however you want it to look and work, but that's on you. If you don't use LVY, then you can't reskin it as far as I know. He even rides steady. These NPCs are fighting these Sethrak, so you can tag them for credit, but they yield very little experience. Keep that in mind. I have a Mythic Plus raid question for you. I'm going to have to build at least 2 or more specializations on it. Yes. So for Azurite Armor, you will need multiple sets of Azurite Armor if you plan on playing multiple specializations. Yes. Hey, Superpud, what's up, man? Yes. That's just the nature of the beast. Name of the game. Name of the game, baby. I'm sorry, do I don't have a pet. That's cool. Whatever. No big deal. No big deal. Let's go ahead and talk to Vorik here. All right, I'm about to show you. Show you something special here, right? I'm about to show you something special. Falling Flame. It's an item that I talked about an hour or 2 ago. It's got 50 charges. Launches you about 1,000 meters into the distance. Let me show you why. It's not necessary. You can do whatever the heck you want. It's not necessary, but is it helpful? You dang right it's helpful. Let me show you why. So I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna glider first, then I'm going to meteor. Sweet mother of God, look at me go! So you can cross an unbelievable distance. I'm gonna overshoot slightly. You can cross an oh wow, overshot quite a bit. An unbelievable distance by using a glider slash falling flame. Did I say falling meteor? I meant falling flame. It's called falling flame. Glider slash falling flame. You cover an unbelievable distance, man. So if you're not using falling flame, you might want to go camp Cinderfall on the Timeless Isle. It's a 1-hour cooldown, so keep that in mind. And Blizzard might nerf it. Who knows? I doubt it, but there's always a chance of it getting nerfed like everything else. But it's a great add-on. It's not add-on. It's a great item. It's super duper useful and super duper quick. Hey, Glitch, you've missed everything. You've missed everything. We're gonna go kill some little bug dudes and some spirits and whatnot. So let's go ahead and handle these fellers. Yeah, this is enough. Whatever. Let's go. Nibblers, nibblers, come forth. Okay, they're just bugs. No pun intended. That's cool. Whatever. Whatever. I don't care. Rewind quick. Yeah, that's my thought process too, MetG. If they were going to nerf them for leveling, they would have nerfed them to expansions ago when the item existed, or first came into existence. It's unlikely they're going to be nerfed. There's always a possibility. There really is. So just keep that in mind. It's possible. Not probable, but it's possible. Prepare for the worst. Do your best. I hope Brutal doesn't get nerfed IRL. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Hope you guys have been enjoying the video. I've been trying to be as explanative as possible. I'm not the best, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying. Let's kill these fellers real quick. My son should be home relatively soon, so I will need to step away to let him in. Well, let my mother-in-law and him in. So just fair warning. Fair warning. Also, I'm really hungry all of a sudden. Listen, leveling works up an appetite, man. Works up an appetite. Oh, I looted too soon there. Didn't even mean to. Here's a lovely little named NPC. Little guy for your quest. Kill him.
That sub was great. You're now officially a mate. As in friend, weirdo.
T is for taco. Dang, I am hungry. Off to Taco Bell I go.
You want to pick something up for me, please? Thanks, dude. That's listen, Adam, thanks for the 8-month resub, brother. And thanks for throwing salt in my wound because I'm hungry. I just talked about that. I just talked about it. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, that's cute, Glitch. That's awesome. All right, we're all done here. This is actually a really good time to use gun shoes. You're far out. In this particular case, you go and talk to the NPCs. They give you new quests, and you have to run far to the right. So it's a good time to use gun shoes, in my opinion. Don't get stuck like me, however. You can just kind of hang out against this wall while you gather all these quests. Give me that quest! Gun shoe and disguise step potion. Don't mind if I do. Here's a pro tip for this area. See these eggs? See these eggs for these spiders? These eggs also yield this. Oh, the spiders from the eggs also yield the silk you need for the quest. So, just pro tip. Just a pro tip. This item or this quest, you have to drop one of these little totem dudes to absorb the golem souls. Ooh. Could you do a rundown of all the must-have add-ons for the fastest leveling in the world? So the reality is, you don't need, quote-unquote, you don't need any add-ons. There are tons of people that don't play with add-ons. The add-ons that I would recommend to make things faster and easier, of course, Azeroth Autopilot is the add-on I'm using to actually do these quests. That's Azeroth Autopilot. Just heard something. That was weird. I mean, Weak Auras is arguably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, or quote-unquote best add-on in the game. So Weak Auras is awesome. I use LVUI as a giant overhaul of my UI. Love LVUI. But I mean, Azeroth Autopilot is going to be your bread and butter because that is the leveling add-on, you know. This is neither live or the PTR. This is beta. There's a difference. This is the beta. The beta. Let's gather this guy.
Only Sacrifice.
Kill these fellers real quick. Might as well drop my totem now. I don't know why I didn't cataclysm. That was dumb of me. I'm over here. I'm trying to read the chat box. Trying. Failing. Trying. Pro tip: said eggs also keep you in combat if you don't kill them. How would you not kill the eggs? They're like one hit and they explode. Serious question. How do you not kill those eggs? They have 215. How do you not kill the eggs? They have 200 HP. I don't understand. Get over here, stinking guardian. Get over here.
Yes. Rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the sub.
The Devil's Storm. Thank you so much, my man. I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, thanks for the subs and the resubs today. It means the world to me. It really does. My wife and I are actually saving for our first house, so it helps. Believe it or not, your sub helps dramatically. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do fell meteorites still work? No, they nerfed them week and a half ago. So they no longer work at all. You cannot even use them in any BFA zone, so. Get out of here, you stinking ruin crawler. I don't have time for you. Go away. Really need a fell meteorite chat command. I do need a fell meteorite chat command. That's a fair point. Do fell meteorites still work? No. I said no. They do not work. I say good day, sir. Good day. Let's turn these bad boys in. Nothing really, you know, special about doing anything out here. You just, oh, actually there's something right here. If you aggro stuff, like I have, and you run up here to where you need to be for this quest, there is a super duper small chance, it's only happened to me twice out of like 20 times, but there is a chance that the NPC, the Volpera you need to quote unquote spawn this guy or to make this guy attackable, this young lady right here. Oh! See, that's exactly what would happen. She'll bug out and then she'll wind up just chasing him and just running off, and then you have to abandon the quest. Damn it happened! This is exactly what I'm talking about. Try not to run into this building. There she is. All right, she came back. Try not to run into this building with aggro, because that will happen, and it can bug even farther than that too. It can bug to where you have to abandon the quest, go back and pick it up again. So do your best not to enter this room, this building, with something chasing you. It's bad news. It's bad news. Just listen, I'm just trying to divvy out some pro tips here, people. Just trying to yield some information that I've garnered and gathered on my way to 120 many times. It's a great time to gun shoe. Zippity doo dah, zippity day. Wee, wee, wee. Come on, slow down here real quick.
Need something?
Ah, boy, I'm just gonna go ahead and make my way over here. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. Is this a ploy to make them cheaper? No, they're genuinely no longer usable, so. Dubious, no, I don't know if beta will still be up this weekend. I suspect it will, but there's no way of us knowing that. I'd expect Blizzard would make an announcement when beta's going down. And if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves me correctly, which I don't have the greatest memory, but I'm pretty sure that Legion beta was up until Legion launched. Okay, this quest right here, even if you run ahead and get to the cave, you're gonna have to, so don't waste a gun shoe, don't waste a potion, don't waste anything getting to the cave for this next quest chain, because you wind up having to wait anyway for this guy to ride his little bug mount. You can run ahead of him like I'm doing right now, but don't waste any abilities or items. When you use the guild banners, as often as possible, Ghoul Senpai. Don't overthink it, just use them. Just use them. Pick up your little flight path here and move on, baby.
Ooh, that sub was great. You're now officially a mate. As in friend, weirdo.
Correction?
BFA in only 8 days.
7
so
days.
Hyped.
7 days, thank you. Not 8. 7. 1 week. Thanks, Jano. 9 months, baby. There are recreation. Again, use this downtime. Run back out, mount up, sell, clear bags, repair, disenchant. Disenchant. Go, go, go. Keep your bags clear. Rebuff. I'm an idiot. Korthek. 1 week. It is nuts, man. It is nuts. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Let me text my mother-in-law here. Let's see, mother-in-law. Okay, we are good to go here. By the way, specifically to YouTube, when my son gets home in a few minutes, I'm assuming he gets home in a few minutes, I will need to step away to let him and my mother-in-law in. By the power of YouTube, I should be able to edit that out. I don't know, I might be too lazy and I don't edit it out. Either way, I will be back quite quickly after I let them in the house. But for those of you on Twitch, you're gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna have to AFK for a second and let my boy in, and let the mother-in-law in. Deal with it. I have Azeroth add-on for questing, but I can't get the use button for quest items working. Does that work? Oh, it absolutely works. You're probably not setting it up correctly, which is fine. Pull up the menu by typing in /AAP. Click this button in the bottom left called Set Keybind Use Quest Items. Go down to the add-ons option right here, and then find where it says Azeroth Autopilot, and then you bind the macro button to whatever you want right there. Heck, you can bind it to 2 buttons if you want. I don't care, you can do whatever you want, but that's how you do it. And if that doesn't work for you, then you're broken and I have nothing. I don't know. I really don't know. I simply don't know.
Got anything for me?
A whole second for the mother of lore. So here's something you need to be aware of, this ridiculous issue with this quest chain. This quest chain, see how these banners are sticking out of these guys' corpses right here? So when you kill a Sethrak, your item, you have to throw a banner. You have a little item here, you have to throw it down. You can click it or use the macro like you should. The problem is, see this mage running around right here? I'm gonna ruin this mage's day. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna ruin this guy's day. I'm gonna be a jerk for a moment just to prove, no, well, not prove a point, but just to showcase something. Well, heck, man, if he ever gets around to killing you, he might be done killing. So let's pretend, whatever. Let's pretend this mage decided to kill all these Sethra. No! Curse you, mage! He probably invised and it reset everything. Dagnabbit. Let's say that mage killed, you know, a handful of these Sethrak. Whatever. Cool. Warning. Ah, get out of that. That's a weak aura. That's a weak aura I made for these little dervish tornado guys. They suck. They hurt a lot, so be careful. Anyway, once you kill these things, if you kill a Sethrak, if your partner kills a Sethrak, if some random mage kills a Sethrak and there's a corpse on the ground, anyone can toss their banner into that corpse. Good lord, look at all these stinking... Anyone can toss their banner into that corpse and get credit, but only one person can get credit. So when you kill an NPC... Oh, I guess this Sethrak doesn't want to... Okay, that's cool. When you kill a Sethrak in this area, when you kill a Sethrak in this area, drop your banner on him. If you pull 8 to 9 at a time, and they all die, you know, slowly, one by one, drop your banner when they die. Otherwise, someone will run by, and they will steal your corpse, and you wind up having to kill more than you typically would anyway. So, just a pro tip. Try to kill them collectively together like this. Bloop. Drop your banner, move on. Drop your banner, move on. Turn the page, wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands. Just a pro tip. Just a pro tip. Whee. Big V, what's up, baby? Yeah, I forget to banner them a lot too. It's annoying, but what can you do? What can you do, man? Turn the page, wash your hands. I had just joined Twitch Prime and I had a free sub. Gave that free sub to you. Thank you so much, Devil's Storm. That genuinely means a lot to me, dude. The fact that you'd consider this channel, me, whatever, whoever, important enough to support, that's awesome. Alright, you'll notice this guy just died. I'm going to drop my banner, and then I'll kill the named, then I'll drop the banner on the named, too. Bloop. Arming these Volpera is a little annoying, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do, so... Arm the Volpera as you see them. Gather the weapons off the loot racks. Oh, drop your banner. Drop your banner. Trying to find the Volpera. The Volpera, once one person arms the Volpera, it runs off. Like, if I arm a Volpera and you run up behind me, you can also, like, it will despawn, so keep that in mind. This is one of the more annoying quest chains in the entirety of Zandalar, in my opinion. It's aggravating. Like, there are so many quests that allow everyone in an area to interact with items and NPCs. And then there are quests like this to where you're forced to fight. And it's like, why? Why do you gotta be that way, Blizzard? Doesn't make any sense. It's annoying. But what do I know? The quest does extend past this little area, so you'll notice I'm just running out here real quick and looking for another Volpera. There's one right there. Yeah, I'm aggroing a bunch of NPCs, but what can you do? No, I dismounted because I think I swung on him. Dagnabbit. Alright, this is a lot of guys. There's a lot of NPCs here. Nothing my Bane of Havoc can't handle. Ooh. Coco, what professions will I be using? I mean, jewel crafting and probably enchanting. I mean, I don't really worry about professions too much. I'm not a profession guy. I like being self-sufficient, which is why I typically have enchanting and jewel crafting on my main. And then if I need, you know, herbalism and alchemy on an alt, or engineering or blacksmithing or something like that on an alt, then, you know, I'll deal with that and I'll handle that on that alt. But my main is almost always enchanter jewel crafter. At least over the past like 3 expansions, it's been enchanting and jewel crafting. Hey RJ, what's up, man? We're going in. Here we go. Hold your breath. Hello. Look at this little Volpera. So cute. So cute. This next quest right here, you can gun shoot to it if you want to. That's fine. no problem. I mean, I've been sitting on my gun shoes and potions a lot this video just because I haven't really thought much about it. But keep in mind that when you get up here to burn the slave markets, you cannot be moving when you throw the torch, which means you have to cancel and disable your gun shoe, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Just keep that in mind. These stinking tornadoes keep getting thrown at me. This thing takes a while to recharge. It's annoying. There we go. Oh, don't interrupt me. Whew, that was close. That was close. Get away from me. Oh, this guy wants some too. Uh-oh. 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 Get out of the way. These stinking tornadoes, man.
Warning.
Move, you fool. Fly, you fools. Gather. Oh my goodness, for real, stop. There's no reason to stop and fight if you don't have to. Like, if you have to stop and fight, then so be it, but it's certainly not a requirement of this quest, so move on if you can and just keep going. It's all about just getting to the next area. You'll notice, actually, let me stop up here when I have a moment and go over something with you guys. I'm 12 and a half, I'm 112.5, right? I'm halfway through level 112 is what I'm trying to say. I have skipped, just based off of memory, I have skipped all of Atulamon and what's to the west of Atulamon. I can't remember what this area is called. Terrace of the Devoted. I don't know. There's a bunch of quests that are down here, okay? I've skipped all of this and all of this. I have skipped Wanted Zerako and Wanted Tazraka. I have skipped Pirate Island out here. I have skipped the Ash Vein Threat. I'm ultimately going to skip a Lost Flute and what, like the Goblin quests south of a Lost Flute. I am skipping the Tortaka tribe quests up here and all the Naga quests up here. And I'm ultimately skipping the last quest in Vol'dun as well, where you kill General Jacques Rosette. Spoiler alert. Right now, I'm currently friendly with the Vol'dun, and I'm almost honored. Zandalari Empire, Zuldazar, Talanji's Expedition, that's Zuldazar? I don't know how you get that. Champions of Azeroth isn't something you get here. The point is, AAP is going to be guiding you through each zone as quickly as it can, hitting the primary quests that get you the most experience in the fastest amount of time, and so on and so forth. Your reputation is going to be fine, your level is going to be fine. You're not going to do every quest in the zone, but ultimately, it doesn't matter. Like, it's crazy how much experience you can get in such a short amount of time in each zone. It's absolutely bonkers to me. I don't know why I decided to conflagrate twice there, but whatever. It's too little too late. I'm already committed. I'm already committed. Will Mythic Zeros be open right at launch? They will not. Mythic Zeros will not be open until, like, it's like 17 hours for America, and then 17 plus 24, whatever that is, like, you know, for Europe. It will not occur until the weekly reset for your region. You cannot do Mythic Zeros until the weekly reset. Ah, I'm getting chomped. Help! 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 Bane's about to come up, so... actually, I'm not going to Bane. I'll get the suppressor, though. Yeah, and Mythic Zeros open up in September with raids and crap. Let me go ahead and use this here. I'm clearly not paying attention to my rotation at all because I'm trying to read chat. You know, if contracts, which I think are made by... it's made by the Inscription profession, right? I think. Anyway, oh, by the way, 2 guys spawn when you kill that guy, so it's just a really easy way to get the last 2 NPCs you need for this quest. Just pro tip there. Just a little pro tip. Anyway, contract lasts until you pick up a new faction. Some say disappears on death. I've heard it disappears on death. I haven't used any, though. But yes, I've also heard that they disappear on death, so be careful with the contracts. Contracts are something you can get to anytime you do a world quest with a contract buff. You get additional reputation with whatever faction your contract is with. Which, by the way, Champions of Azeroth, that reputation, I think, is the most important. I'd have to double-check my notes. But the Champions of Azeroth, that's what allows you to, like, empower and upgrade your Heart of Azeroth necklace, which is very important. Up, up, and away! I don't know about other weekly quest stuff. That's a question that I'm not capable, comfortable, able to answer, whatever. Like, I'll be doing world quests, and I definitely will be doing heroic dungeons, for show. But outside of that, I really don't know. I know it says 400 yards. It's actually just right above where we are, but I still think it's a good time to gun shoot just to get up there a little bit faster. It is 400 yards. It's actually, I don't even think it's 400 yards traveled, but it is up where we are. So this is a really good time to, I guess it is 400 yards to get into the cave. The add-on's gonna point you to the cave. I'd actually recommend going here first and just getting this one little suppression spire out of the way and then working your way back. That's my recommendation. Do whatever you want. That's what I recommend. You do need to kill these guys, or loot these guys, I guess I should say, so you might as well tag them. Inside the cave is this dude, Beastbreaker Hakid. He drops a quest item, or drops an item and starts a quest, whatever you want to call it. Super easy to kill, not a big deal. Then you gotta, there's 2 spires in the cave, and then a cage or something you gotta click. Leave me alone! These bad boys. Oh, I think I was supposed to loot him before I ran over here. Oops. I think looting him allows me to interact with the cage, right? Yeah, okay. So loot him, get the cage quest thing here. Free rack gen. Move on. Move on. And remember to loot these guys out here because they do drop the item you need. Dang it. Did you die a lot while leveling? I mean, I die whenever I get ganked with war mode on. I die when I'm not paying attention. I die when I pull too much. But typically my deaths are completely avoidable. And they normally only happen because I'm trying to do too much at once without preparing properly. Like, are my cooldowns up? Do I have Bane to burst through everything? Do I have health stones? Like right now, I don't have any health stone out because I'm just not paying attention to my health stone, so let me get a health stone out. So pretty much any time I die, it's just me being stupid. How long does it take to level? Asks Shuya. It really just depends. If you're using Azeroth Autopilot, you can level in 8 hours without breaking a sweat. If it takes you longer, then it takes you longer, but you can easily level in 8 hours without breaking a sweat. I plan on leveling in about 6 hours or less. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. You think there will be an issue in Heroic with Heroic walking in? I know when I hit 120 I was about 280. Nah, there shouldn't be any issues. Worst case scenario, you do normal for an hour or two. There shouldn't be any issues now. Let's get these guys. We're closing. We're not absolutely done with the zone, but we're closing in. We're almost done with the zone here. We're almost there. We're almost there. Almost. Let's get that guy. Where you going, subject? You better get over your deck, damn it. I hate when a ranged DPS like that muzzler just sits there.
Warning.
Move, you fool! Move! Oh man, I cast my crap too early on this. Okay, the subjugator apparently is bugged. That's fine, whatever. This subjugator's probably gonna kill me if I had to guess. Yesterday when I was trying to soulstone myself with bugs like this, even though soulstone was applying to me, it wasn't actually allowing me to soulstone. So we'll see what happens when this, because this subjugator will kill me. There's a stupid bug where you, oh, Brutal, why aren't you reporting the bug? Trust me, I've reported it 15 million times. You should report it again. It doesn't work that way. But this subjugator ultimately will kill me here, so we'll see if my soulstone works. Summon a pet back again. Leave me alone, subjugator. Leave me alone. We just need 2 more volatile lightning bombs. Stupid muzzler. Get out of here, beast breaker.
Warning.
Stupid. I had to make that weak aura. See how my chaos bolt is going to the subjugator? I'm still aggroed to that subjugator. How annoying is that? Anyway, I had to make that weak aura for those dervish crap because I just wound up standing in it far too often. Far too often. Hey, I'm out of combat. Oh no, I'm in combat. Little muzzler decided to pop out of the ground. That's cool. Bring it on. Bring it on. Alright, we're good. Let's go ahead and get a little food. Ooh, did you see? Be really careful. I just did something really stupid. Did you see me click? I clicked my food buff and my mouse kind of shifted down to where Falling Flame is. It's on cooldown, so clicking it doesn't do anything. But if that was off cooldown and I accidentally clicked it, mamma mia. Not good, man. You got to be careful with that crap. You've got to be careful. Apparently I don't have a food buff. That's cool. Whatever, man. Whatever. Just vanish. Yeah, let me get right on that. I'm gonna get right on that. No big deal. No big deal. All right, let's go. We got this guy flippity flappity hippity happity around here. Hello? Wait a second. Oh, I went up here a different way. So the add-on is you got to skip ahead until you get the item you can pull this guy down with. Don't pop any cooldowns on the Pterodax. Just burn through and kill the Pterodax when the elite/named NPC drops. Unleash Havoc. No pun intended, because, you know, I'm a Destruction Warlock, but still. Hey, what's up, dude? He can be stunned. Proc that Sephuz, baby. Bro, you're capped on soul shards. I know. Calm down. I know, dagnabbit. Apparently he didn't get immolated somehow? I swear I hit him with Cataclysm. I guess my Cataclysm missed because he ran forward. I wasn't really paying attention. This quest can bug out too. Man, I sure am glad I tested all this stuff for you guys, and so I can relay this information. But this quest can bug out too. If for some reason at the end of this quest chain, after you blow up all these Sethrak, you can't bust down the gate, just leave your vehicle, exit the vehicle, or use the button on your action bar, and then talk to the Pterodax again to remount and start riding him again, and it should fix itself. But it does have a tendency to break. Womp womp. Womp womp. I haven't really found a good way to do this quest. I just randomly throw my stuff and hope for the best. With a partner, it's definitely faster and easier and better with a leveling partner, so just keep that in mind. Their stuff counts for you and vice versa. There is, I'm gonna miss it here because actually no, I'm gonna hold on. There is a giant cluster that's coming up here in just a second. I'm holding my stuff here just in case. Typically you wouldn't make it this far. Like, I only have one left and I could have blown any of those up. Typically you wouldn't make it this far, but if for some reason the quest is really slow or whatever. I think I missed it. I was probably talking and I missed it. Yeah, we've reset. We should restart it. But there is like a giant cluster you get toward the end of the route. But normally you don't make it that far anyway. Hey, Apple, what's up, man? That's called Azeroth Autopilot, Apple. Azeroth Autopilot. Here's where you charge and burst down the barrier. Nice stamina buff. Oh, nice. I didn't even notice it. Haha. This is a super fun and easy quest. You have this this bar full of electrical energy. As you run through the area, which, by the way, stuff like gun shoes and stuff like Skystep Potion does work. I don't recommend gun shoes, and I'll show you why here in a second. Anyway, as you run around and zap these guys with your giant bar of electricity, when you kill an NPC, when you kill Sethrak, there's a chance for a lightning orb to spawn. Run over those lightning orbs. I zoomed in so you can see them. Run over those lightning orbs to refill your bar. Your bar does refill over time, but it's really slow. You want to pick up those lightning orbs. Anyway, don't use gun shoes because when you get to these, there's 4 items you have to pick up. When you get to these items, you have to be standing still to interact with them. So Skystep is fine. You know, other movement enhancers are fine, but don't use gun shoes while you're collecting. Use gun shoes to get out of here, not while you're collecting. Annoying, I know, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm running low on juice. Give me some lightning orbs. There we go. It's a fun quest, man, because you don't have to fight any of them. You just nuke them. But you got to be really attentive toward your bar. Just run over the corpses that you kill. There's a good chance, I should say, that at least some of them will have a lightning orb. Here's a good time to gun shoot. Just get out of combat and gun shoot your way through here. When you get up here, this is basically the end of the Azeroth Autopilot route. We're almost done. You'll turn in your quest. You'll pick up the final, or one of the, I think it's the final quest. This is like the big boss battle of the zone, so just keep that in mind. Little RP event, the quest will pop up, and then it'll do a little cutscene, and you'll jump right into fighting Emperor Korthek. Cool. This is like one of the few areas to where you can pop a DPS potion if you have it available to you. I also have a weak ore for that. I recommend making your own so you don't kill yourself. But you'll notice I proc Sephuz, throw out all my stuff. I'm gonna throw down a Bane because, again, even though there's not more than one NPC here, I'm sorry. I thought he lagged out or I thought he messed up there. Anyway, even though it's only one NPC, I'm still benefiting from my cloak because when he's suffering havoc, when he has havoc applied to him, he's taking additional damage. Just keep that in mind. Destruction warlocks.
Warning.
Warning. Also, he's fearable and stunnable and crap, so I can use my... Oh, pet's dead. I can use my Mortal Coil to heal every, like, 45 seconds or whatever it is. 40, 45 seconds. So if you're, for some reason, you dip low on health, you got your warlocks, you got your health stone, you can Mortal Coil. You can drain life if you need to. Do whatever you gotta do to stay alive. Do whatever you gotta do. I'm not paying attention to anything I'm doing right now. I'm sitting on abilities and cooldowns and Lord knows what else. Anyway, this is one of the bigger battles of the zone. Anyone can be here if they're on the quest. Anyone can be here beating this guy up and hitting him and slapping him upside the head. He'll fall over. Oh, I should have bloodlusted. I haven't bloodlusted once the entire time I've been here, have I? Yeah, I still have 20 drops. I didn't bloodlust once here. You should be bloodlusting often. Every 10 minutes you should be bloodlusting or saving it for big battles like this. That's something I completely forgot to go over. Anyway, this guy, they're going to talk to each other. Little RP event, no big deal. And then eventually he'll run over here. You can turn in the quest before he reaches here, but I just find it's easier to wait until he gets over here to turn in the quest. There's a bonus objective right here you're going to do, and then you're basically done with the zone, basically. So, you'll see here in just a second. Like I said, you can turn this quest in, but he's pretty fast, so you'd have to move with him. At this point in time, go disrupt the Skycaller's Spire for a little bit more experience. A little bit more experience. Easy peasy. Throw down a banner if you want to. Might as well. It's free experience. What level am I? 112? I'm almost 113, so scaling is still pretty easy for me. I shouldn't die pulling this many things. Famous last words, I know. Some of these NPCs, specifically these commanders, have more HP. So just something to keep in mind. Just be aware. I'm dying! Help! Oops. My Void Walker's dying is more like it. Let me summon a new Void Walker since mine's a stinking noob. A wimp. These little rocks you can collect and get percentage. Ba-doop. These staves you can pick up and then you can nuke a Sethrak. I don't think it kills them in one hit, but it takes like, you know, 30, 40, 50% of their health off or whatever. This is a really quick and easy bonus objective. I mean, you just show up here and just tag an NPC or two and you're done, so. Zap! Oh, it actually doesn't even do that much. It's not even worth it. And we're done. Here's where we Hearthstone. I still need 4%. Oh no. I don't want to engage that commander because he's got a lot of HP. I thought I was going to be done. I was a fool. I'll just kill these guys real quick. I'm just going to pop all my cooldowns because I know there's nothing else after this in Vol'dun. I'll just burn them. Use your Hearthstone. So you'll notice, what am I, 94%? That's 50, I have 50,000 experience to go. So if I had done, you know those 2 wanted quests I skipped intentionally, just because I wanted to show you how to skip quests? If I had done those wanted quests, let me sky step here. That could have easily pushed me into 113. I am honored with the Vol'duni.
Are you here to help?
Use cloak coordination. Yeah, so you can be 113 without breaking a sweat, man. This recording is 3 hours long. Oh, apparently there's a rogue here, so I should probably skedaddle before he... Oh, there it is. Here we go! He's probably gonna kill me. I don't care, whatever. Oh, also, yeah, he's gonna kill me, whatever. You see, look at this weird positioning. See this positioning? See how he's just standing there killing me? It's really strange. Anyway. Whee! I'm ultimately gonna die, but I'm not that worried about it. Up, up, and away! But you can easily be 113 by the... I guess I won't die. You can easily be 113 by the time you finish Vol'dun. And again, we skipped, without exaggeration, we probably skipped, what, 30-ish% of the zone? I mean, we skipped a solid chunk of experience. Anyway, you use your Orgrimmar Cloak to get to Orgrimmar, or you can use your Dalaran Hearthstone to get to Dalaran and then get to Orgrimmar. But anyway, you get back to Orgrimmar, mages can portal, etc. And then you take the Zuldazar portal, and you're done. There it is, Vol'dun done. Simple, quick, easy. Right to it. YouTube, hope you enjoyed the video. Twitch, we ain't done yet. But YouTube, that's all I got for you. We'll see you in Nazmir.